All right, what's up, everybody? How you doing today? Anyway, links in the description below. Part of the course, right? And we are live. So, what do I want to talk about today? Well, there's all kinds of things. I put links out to a few people. I sent, and the easiest way for me to link people these days is just to send it to your, usually your Facebook account. If I got you on Facebook, because I just run it through Facebook Manager. I throw the link over there. So just let you guys know how it's going. Anyway, so I had a show tonight over on Green Dragon, and what we were talking about tonight was the fact that Trump's been proven right again that Comey's a liar, and that they were never planning on prosecuting the Clintons back in the day, right? And two stories came out through an FBI document dump, right? One was the draft of a letter saying that he wasn't going to prosecute over the email scandal, right? And that was Comey's draft letter in May for his meeting in July with the Congress, right? And then also that came out was the fact that, the stuff that came out in Clinton Cash, right? The Uranium One deal and all the corruption surrounding it, and how much money the Clintons actually made in it, right? Through donations, through, third parties, by basically the government of Russia, right, to the Clinton Foundation, so that way that Uranium One deal would go through in upwards of $145 million. Surprise, surprise. Isn't it surprising? Not very much to me, but, I don't know what y'all think. Anyway. Hey, what's up, Russell?
I figured it out, man. It took me... Sorry, I was trying ever since you sent it. Just took me a while to get the mice running right. Anyway, how's it going?
Oh, look at you. You're back in town, huh?
Yeah, we're going up this weekend. So we usually go up on the weekends, but we didn't actually go this last weekend because daughter had some stuff that we had to go to. So.
Hey, cool. Anyway, so being you're in town this week, did you get to keep up with any of the news, or have you been busy doing your own stuff?
Oh, dude, I'm once again watching way too much news. I thought when Trump was going to get elected, when he was elected, I was like, you know what? This is great. I'm not going to be pissed off as much. As much. I'm sure there'll be a few things that'll piss me off here and there, but for the most part, it's a relief after 8 years of Obama. I think I'm more pissed off now than I've ever been before.
And I can guess, because it's probably the same thing that's been pissing me off, right? It's all these people that fight him at every turn, take everything he says out of context, like the new thing today that was taken out of context, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he was talking about the special forces operator that died over in Niger.
Yeah.
And he says, well, he knew what he was getting into. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done it if he hadn't.
But you got the one lady who's just attention seeking. That's all she's doing is attention seeking.
Oh, exactly.
And we know this from her outfit that she always decides to wear. Nothing screams, look at me more than that outfit that she keeps wearing.
Yeah, than a black chick in a red cowboy outfit,
Oh, I swear to God. It's...
But, I mean, even the fact that I was talking about it earlier on the Liberty and Firearms, even the fact that they're taking a piece of a sentence and getting upset about it.
They have to. They have look how much news coverage, other than on Fox News, how much news coverage the Wall Street, hitting record highs got today.
Well, look at how much look at how much news coverage got with the Comey draft letter of him saying he's, finished with the investigation. It was
Yeah.
unfounded against Clinton. 3 months before he interviewed her, 3 months before he interviewed most of the people involved, right? So the conclusion was made before they even really started the investigation, right? And now we have proof. And, Trump said that back at the beginning of the election, when he was trying to become president. The same with the whole, uranium one deal, right? That they made $145 million off of, right? The Clinton Foundation, on top of the $500,000 that Clinton got personally, right, for a supposed speech, and that level of corruption being exposed, and nobody's talking about it.
No, because it doesn't fit their narrative. And they did a poll just recently. I saw them have a poll or whatever. How many American people think that the news is fabricating stories on Trump, making them up? It's like 40% of everybody thinks that the news is making shit up, and like 90% of Republicans, obviously, but still, anybody who actually watches the news and pays attention to not just like CNN or Fox or whatever, if you actually get your news source from more than one place and it's not, mass or the main media, then you got to understand that what they're doing is just wrong. I mean, either you're corrupt with them or
even the ones that, that just get their news from those places are starting to understand. When they come out with a 3-day news story of how Trump got 2 fucking scoops of ice cream, people are starting to call bullshit on that. Even their own people are going, "What the hell are you talking about?" How does 2 scoops of ice cream become a 3-day story? When there's so much other shit going on in the world. But they can't. I know why they can't talk about the Clinton and Obama Russian collusion, because that's direct contrast to the fact they haven't found shit about Trump and Russia.
Well, right? Yeah, the whole thing on Russia, the year-long thing is actually you're looking at the wrong people, because the Democrats did everything you're accusing Trump of doing. They just blamed Trump for their shit.
And more.
Yeah. The dossier, how many people talk about that on the mainstream media,
Well, if you've heard any of the recent Russian collusion stories, the only thing they got these days is them now they're trying to say, instead of them going directly for Trump, they were just trying to cause division in the United States, right? Because everything that they put money in through these fucking shadowy organizations, which wasn't a ton of money, by the way, when you consider, right? But every bit of money went towards some Democratic organization or some, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, that kind of shit.
Everything that they did on Facebook was for Black Lives Matter and all these things that are anti-American. The same thing that the Democrats have been rallying around this whole damn time. So if anything, the Democrats are in bed with the damn Russians.
Well, and that's what, that's the funny thing. Even when you see the mainstream media trying to report that, it kind of chokes in their craw when they have to finish reporting it. Where did the money go? Well, the money ended up going. That's why they're trying to say all they were doing now was sow division, not trying to change the election. You notice the whole narrative is changing.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't say they're trying to sway an election with that little money and every dollar of it going to a Democratic to some Democrat responsible fucking organization, right? So you're not going to be able to say that he was pushing for Trump, right? I mean, it just does. Even the dumbest motherfuckers are going, that don't make no sense.
Fuck and they're trying to get away from this uranium one deal like as fast as possible, because I have a feeling that's going to be, boy, some heads better friggin' roll off of this one, man.
Well, that and that Comey letter, right? That Comey draft letter. Heads are, now you have actual reason to prosecute somebody about shit, and it's not the ones you wanted to, it's the ones you were standing up for.
Right.
It's like the Bergdahl thing, right? That that soldier that deserted in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That, fucking Obama wanted to put a goddamn Medal of Honor on almost. And now it's coming out. I mean, he fucking admitted He
Yeah,
deserted
he
his
straight
post.
up said, "Yeah, I'm guilty as all hell." But then he was saying, "Well, in this kind of environment, I couldn't get a fair trial anyway." I'm like, "Whatever, dude." You still, even if you don't think you can get a fair trial, if you think there's a way you could prove that you weren't acting inappropriately, that you could still at least try to go for it. You know?
Yeah, and the fact is, he saw the evidence against him and said, there's no way in hell I'm going to get out of this. And so he had to admit his culpability in all of it, right? His he had to stand up and be responsible for his actions, because otherwise it would have went to trial. And if it would have went to trial, well, then now he can, by his pleading guilty, nobody actually knows the real truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he'd have fought it, then all what he really did and everything that in his diaries talking about how he wanted to leave, he was going to desert, and how he asked his first sergeant on if he took his shit with him, would that be even more trouble for him? And they said, yeah. So he left his gun, his night vision, his body armor, all that shit behind.
Wow.
But but they don't want to talk about that. What's up, Rebel? Rebel, the link's in the description, and you can access it through your phone because that's what I did to be able to get decent
Yeah.
signal and
He can't get it
audio.
through Facebook though, so I might have to message it to him.
Well,
Hopefully not though, because.
if you have to, go ahead. But I message it. I sent it through Facebook. All he's got to do
Yeah,
is click on the fucking thing.
apparently his Facebook thing don't allow that. I don't know what kind of
Um,
Facebook he's using, but
I don't know either. Mine does. You know.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to have you in on the conversation, Reb.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, it just fucking amazes me, how so many people don't even want to hear it. Like the Harvey Weinstein thing, right? And all this fucking sexual
Oh,
assault on the Democrat side, right? So they're like,
yeah.
they equate Trump's talking about how he could possibly, if he wanted to, grab him by the pussy, right? Because if you ever listen
Yeah.
to that tape, that's what it was. It was straight locker room shit. Shit that every
Yeah.
dude said to another guy, right?
Like I'm so fucking
And
famous that I could literally go up and grab a woman by her pussy. Yeah.
right. And they ended up with a fucking million woman march with pussy hats on, right? And yet we can go down the list, right? Bill Clinton, Harvey Weinstein, fucking Wiener, right? You can go down the list. Yeah, welcome, Reb. But you can go
Yeah. How
down the
many?
list
How
of
many
fucking
protesting them?
nobody, crickets. Man, they're not even fucking naming names in Hollywood, right? Everybody's coming out, me too, me too, me too, talking about how they've been sexually assaulted sometime in their career in Hollywood, right? And yet nobody's naming fucking names, right? Name them all. That's like the pedophiles with the Coreys back in the 80s, right?
You
They
know.
bitched about how pedophiles raped them, and yet nobody names names.
No, they still won't either. Which is like why? How powerful
Yeah.
are these people that you won't name names, or at the same time, what actually really happened? If you're not willing to, I mean, I don't know. It's either they're really fucking powerful or they don't exist.
Yeah, but even the most powerful, look at Harvey Weinstein, look at Bill Clinton, even the most powerful men at certain times, you can expose them and still get away,
Right.
right? You know, and yet they won't. They'll talk about it as an overall thing and do hashtags and fucking go do giant circle jerks about it, right? But will they actually accuse people of it and say, no, this fucking dude raped me when I was 15?
Yeah, I don't even know why they're not. I mean, it's not like they have a frick. Well, the one guy's dead. I guess he committed suicide or drug overdose. But the other one, I mean, it's not like he's got like a major Hollywood deal going on. Why not
We
come
hear
out?
you, Reb.
Hey, Rip.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay, it sounds like you're tapping out, like you're tapping your mic, going, "Hey, can you hear me?"
Mm.
No, that's just me.
So, what do you think of some of this shit going on with the whole fucking, the way they dump news these days is they'll put out the really important shit and nobody pays attention. You know what I
That
mean?
means that's how propaganda works, isn't it?
Well, and you can see it with this whole Comey letter and with the, Uranium One scandal getting exposed, and nobody's giving a shit, right? But they're willing to talk about Trump, tell the truth about how the men in the military knew what they were getting into when they signed up.
I haven't been following Trump and the military.
Well,
No?
that's today's scandal, right? Is the thing that getting people butt hurt because he said something like that to a widow, right? And there's more. He said a lot more, and it was meant to be a lot nicer and encouraging. But
What's
this
that lady's
one,
name? Marcellus Wallace or some shit? I don't even remember
no,
her
that's
name.
the dude from fucking Pulp Fiction, man.
Not Marcellus, yeah.
Was what he said offensive or wasn't it?
No. She took one little part of his conversation and took it out of context. And didn't say the rest of the conversation. So it made it seem like he was being a dick.
So, yeah.
Marlene Wallace?
Maybe Marcellus.
I think his name was Marcellus Washington, but whatever.
Right.
It's been a while.
But
Looking
yeah,
forward to seeing that one movie though. The movie about the hot shots in Arizona here coming out. What is it? I forget the name of it. Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
no, I'm not really into movies anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing any dollars to Hollywood if I can help it. Even though there's one
I
movie
agree.
I want that's coming out that I want to see, it's called Thank You for Your Service. But then I found out Amy Schumer has a part in it, and so I might not.
Oh yeah, no. Well, the movie I was about is called Only the Brave, and it's about the hotshots, the 19 hotshots that lost their life in Yarnell here in Arizona a few years back.
Yeah,
And supposedly, it's not. It doesn't have a message other than just telling their stories.
good.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at, Reb?
Something that doesn't have a message.
That or he's watching me vape.
No, vape. Oh, all right.
Is that what
No,
we're calling that now?
I got some of that vape. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, share, man.
Well, it's legal now in Nevada, so.
Yeah, I heard that. I want to be closer to Nevada. I want to definitely have to take a trip.
That's some Nicaraguan tobacco, cigar tobacco.
Is that what you're calling it now?
Straight up.
Him and the
Because
tobacco flavors.
The machine's the same for dabs, dude. So I don't even want to hear it.
I got to look into that. Oh, man.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, it's the same old bullshit, right? So first of all, it's funny how fast they tried to get the gun control shit out of the public's eye,
Right.
right? You remember a couple of years ago, it would have been, a month or two's worth of fucking news stories every day: gun control, gun control, gun control.
I think we're in a good place, honestly. I mean, you have
Really?
you have the NFL showing itself for what it really is. You have the NRA showing itself for what it really is. I mean, it can't get much clearer to the common folk that, dang.
Was watching something
This is,
just the other day about how this one bill in Congress or one of the places has like a whole bunch of Republican support, and they think that there's actually going to be something to go along with it, with the whole making the trigger pull faster or whatever kind of thing. And it's just pissing me off because it's so friggin' vague that could mean anything, to be honest.
And that's why it's going to go nowhere, right? And the fact that, first of all, what the NRA stepping on its dick really pissed off a lot of people. Them showing their true colors really brought a lot of people who are Second Amendment people back into the fight, because they're like, we really can't trust the NRA. They gave in before anybody asked them to.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, not only that, but they were suggesting bump stocks, and the way they wrote the bill or whatever that's going through the Congress or whatever, it's very vague to be anything that you do to make it faster, shooting, which could just be a lighter weight trigger. You know.
It could be your finger, right? My finger may be faster than yours.
Yeah.
You know.
So it would all have to have a standard like 20-pound old fucking trigger in order to make sure we weren't able to pull it fast.
Yeah. Hey, Tony and HD, I sent you guys links over in Facebook if you want to join in, or the link is in the description. If you want to join in there. You too, Quasar, if you want to jump in. Hi, Saints. How you doing? Look, man, they're never going to get this shit through, and because they already know there's too many here. You know, there's just too much, right? The second that fucking stupid ass, the bump stocks, right?
Yeah.
The expensive ones still sell, like you got the bump ski and the Defender 15, but then every cheap ass one sells too. They sell like hotcakes. So much
there's a
so
lot
that
more of this.
Slidefire copyright sued 4 or 5 companies to stop them from making product like it, because even though Slidefire was selling out, right? They took all these people to court because there was more than enough market for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to this guy from JT Grips, I think it's JT Grips, and he was coming out with a bump grip, and he just about had it ready for market, was getting ready to send it into ATF, and Slidefire slammed cease and desist on him, and you know, sued the shit out of him.
I wonder how they're doing that with the bump skis though, because that's a totally different company, Fostech. I mean,
Right,
I know that
and
they were
I don't
still
know.
around.
Well, Fostech A has, because really nobody can patent a fucking bump fire device, right?
Yeah.
Now, but if you take somebody to court for long enough, if they're a small company, just the lawyer fees are going to kill you. That's what did it to JT. He was like, fuck it, I'm not doing it no more. You're breaking me.
Right.
You know, so he pulled out. You know, there was one company that was out there on the market, and they just broke them through litigation. Kept suing and suing and suing till the lawyer fees ate up their company. Now, Fostech is too big of a company. Fostech said, fuck you. We had this before you. Ours is steel, not plastic.
Aluminum.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Slidefire, though, has got some nice shit that came out, apparently. I was researching it to get some pictures to post on Facebook about this whole thing, and I was seeing stocks on there that were a lot different than the ones I remember seeing before, and I'm like, God damn, now they have adjustable bump stocks? Are you kidding me? Let's get some of those.
Well, yeah, they had to step up their game because, you know, they found the market, and then people stopped liking those cheap, ugly ones, you know, that look like shit, because they're like, well, fuck, I can make that in my garage. I did, you know? And they work the same, but most people like looks over actual function, you know?
Yeah. And Fostech came out with that double tap trigger or whatever the hell that ghost trigger is it?
Binary trigger.
Binary trigger. There you go.
It shoots on both. Yeah. And there's a guy here locally that supposedly has one for the AK.
Nice.
So, going to be checking that out.
Hell yeah. Another one for the AR ain't cheap. It was like $700, man.
500 for the Fostech. Yeah, $5. They used to give you they changed their design so they didn't have to give you a bolt carrier with it.
Yeah.
But that the $700 one was the one you got the bolt carrier with.
Yeah, it was $500 for the Defenders too, both of them. So I spent almost. Well, it was $500 for the AR one and $400 for the AK. So $900 for the 2 bump skis that I got.
Hey, look, if they do end up turning it into a regulated item, you know, it'll be worth money. Look at how much a fucking drop-in auto sear or lightning link is worth these days.
Well, that is if they have the grandfather thing, which I doubt they would. I mean, it sounds like from the bill that's being proposed anyway, that it would not be grandfathered.
Well, you know what? Dianne Feinstein proposed to take all guns away from everybody here in America, and that shit ain't happening either, right? So, and this bump stock thing, like I shared on Facebook, you know, the ATFs come out and said, look, it's not a machine gun. No matter what you want to say, it's not a machine gun. It doesn't perform the function of what the NFA says a machine gun has to do. One pull of the trigger. That's it. It's one pull of the trigger for every round fired. It's
Yeah, that's why
semi-auto.
they're trying to change. They're trying to change that part of the bill that now instead of just full autos are banned. So are anything like a trigger
Right.
crank or a bump fire.
And that's exactly why they'll lose. Right? Because it has to go too far to accomplish anything near what they want. And they're not going to be able to. Right? Look, think about this. Every time there's a gun scare, every time there's a fucking massacre, people go nuts and start buying guns. Right? So every day there's more and more. The low number, people say there's 15 million AR-15s in America. I'll tell you, I think there's at least 50.
Yeah,
right.
Especially since all these 80% lower jigs come out, there's a lot more out there than people know now.
Oh, for sure, man. And you just look at the size of the industry it's kept alive. It's like a 15 to 16 billion dollar a year industry. So when you start thinking about that for the past fucking 20 years, 30 years, even with the Clinton ban, there's more than enough guns here in America, right? To where you're never getting them. It's not fucking happening. And if you want, you can't honestly put in the law that you're going to know can't be followed, because you're not going to be able to take away all the firearms. They weren't able to when they tried it on the 94 ban. They had to grandfather everything in. That's why everything was pre-ban, right? The whole time during the fucking Clinton ban, that 10-year period, you were able to buy firearms that had all the shit that was illegal on it, right? Just they weren't new. They were used. Right? So every one of our firearms, if they put the Clinton ban back on, right, would be pre-ban again, firearms, right?
Well,
so
what's really stupid, right, is if they banned it, you can only ban the firearm, right? So that's the lower receiver. Everything else, all the parts, you can buy those because that's just a part.
Mm-hmm.
So doing the lower, I mean, now with the 80%ers and the fucking, easy jigs and stuff, there ain't no ban like that's going to happen again. You do the Clinton ban, people are still going to get around it a lot easier than you think.
Well, I mean, people got around it just fine during the Clinton ban.
Right.
They would get, and even if they outlawed guns, they outlawed guns in fucking Europe and Australia. They still got them.
Yeah.
And you're not getting rid of the fucking. They say there's at least 1.2 guns for every person in America. I think they're off. I think they're not thinking about every gun that was made before the 68 Gun Control Act that started registering guns, right, with the federal government. And like you said, how many ghost guns have been made in the past 5 years? Just the past 5 years.
I know of at least 5 people that have made multiples. And that's just me, and I don't know that many people.
Raw lowers, not just 80%ers, but even just down to raw, rough, aluminum cast lowers with no holes, But I've been seeing those in gun shows since I was a kid, right? So it's not. It used to be a really craft thing that you had to be a real gun guy, to want to build your own AR, right? But that's not what it's about anymore.
No.
Now
you kind of still have to do that for an AK, unfortunately, but for an AR, no, man, it's like 20 minutes and a couple $100.
Yeah, but with an AR, with an AK, it's just learning some skills that might value you down the road, right? So, and then cost and tools.
Yeah.
And these days, parts kits have gotten out of control.
Yeah. Big time.
I just saw a parts kit that I was like, fuck, that's more than I paid for my goddamn gun.
Yeah. I keep thinking about getting another AK, but I ain't going to do another background check ever. Well, there's one firearm that I would do a background check on.
But yeah, that Desert Eagle 50 AE.
No, not a Desert Eagle. I've given up on that. That's just a little too redunculous even for me. But there is a 1911 I wouldn't mind having. But I don't see me getting it because it's a little bit redunculous on how much money it is. But you know me, I like to spend money on stupid shit. So who knows?
Yes.
$900 on fucking bump fire stocks.
Yeah, but
I wish I had that money now.
you've enjoyed it.
investment there.
Yeah, now I mean, look at the Saega. The next thing to come is the fucking barrel shroud. As soon as they outlaw that, that thing is pretty much 100% illegal.
Well, yeah, especially because you had the bump ski on the fucking 12 gauge Saega shotgun.
Yeah, you
So
ban the Saega, right? You ban that. You ban the bump fire. All I need now is you to ban the barrel shroud. I'll be in high capacity
think about it.
magazines.
That Saega, if you threw that up on Gunbroker these days, it would get at least 3 times what you've got in it.
Yeah, I've got like 1,600 in it. I would imagine I get a lot more, especially you can't get Saegas, even though they have other options out there now. It's a true Saega. And, of course, with the
Yeah.
bump fire.
Yeah.
That's something that's missing from my repertoire that I'd really like to acquire.
A Saega?
AK-47 shotgun.
Well, there's a lot of
nice,
companies
man.
making them these days. Shit, China's jumped in the batch. America's jumped in the batch. I mean, they're actually running.
Yeah.
I just my buddy's got one. We shoot it all the time, and it's one of those things you just don't want to put down, man. It's so much fun. And
Does he have a Saega or a different version?
no, he's got the original, and he did a conversion.
Yeah. And see, that's the other thing. I've done all the conversion on it. I did the original conversion to make it have a pistol grip. I did the gas conversion myself so that it could shoot low brass. You know, so I mean,
it's definitely cool looking too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The cool factor for the looks of it, functionality. It's rock and roll.
It's a fun firearm, to be honest, because that thing is like,
yeah,
with a 20-round drum mag, it's 20 pounds.
Oh yeah,
that's a hell of a thing to shoulder for any length.
12 gauge is fun anyway, man.
Always.
You know? It's reasonably cost effective.
Yeah, I remember when the 22 ammo and the 5.56 was hard to find for a good price. I was still out there with the bump fire, shooting off shotgun shells like they were going out of style.
Well, now I don't have an AK semi-auto, but I at least got a semi-auto, and that's the funnest gun to shoot for sure. Semi-auto 12 gauge.
Must. If I could only have one gun, that would be what I'd have.
It's a lot of fun even without the bump fire on it, to be honest, too. It actually runs better without it.
When they tell you can just keep one, that's the one I'm keeping.
First, you got to get one.
I would probably take a lot of the shit off of it to make it a little bit lighter weight. To be honest, I'd probably put on a folding stock.
I've wanted one of those folding stock Vepers for a while. I was actually kind of irritated when they did away with the Vepers.
Mm.
It wasn't a priority, but it was on the wish list, you know?
Yep.
Especially after fucking around with your shotgun, Stinger.
So, Stinger, looks like you're in the city, man. What's going on?
I am. I'm in the city during the weeks, and I go up usually on the weekends. This last weekend, though, we did not go up because my daughter had a concert at her school that we went to, so it wasn't worth it. It's like a 2-hour drive if traffic's good to get up there. So, yeah, we're going to be going up there probably Friday evening. So.
By the way, I did catch her portion of the concert, but you fucking live did the whole thing? You think I wanted to see? I was like, damn, man, I got to come back in 20 minutes and check.
I don't know. She was in a lot of it, to be honest, though. She wasn't in the beginning, though. Yeah. I was lazy. I didn't want to.
No, that was cool.
Yeah. We're looking forward to going up. I got some solar stuff to install. I'm going to have to contact Bobby Paradise again and make sure he's on board because I had asked him if he'd help me install this video chatting on Saturday, but it's actually maybe I should take it out of the plastic. It's one of these meters.
Breathe.
One of these meters to tell you how much battery power you have left because the solar setup, it's like a 10-year-old setup there, and they didn't have any way to tell you how much battery you have left. So I had to pop for that. That was like $150. Cheap.
Yeah, but
That's what I'll be.
that's good to have, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing this weekend, is setting that up. It's got some diagrams, and I've seen a couple YouTube videos, but the YouTube videos are more confusing than the diagram is. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I'll have somebody though walking me through that, so I don't fuck anything up. Other than that, I'm going to go out to the little cabin on the property, tear out the carpet that's in there, and start cleaning it up a little bit, and getting ready to put a new roof on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right now it has a regular roof with shingles, and I have some leftover metal roof laying around the property from the house when they put metal roof on the house. And I think I'm going to be able to, if I'm not able to, I'll buy some more, but I'm hopefully able to put that on top, and then we can make it a rain catchment roof as well.
Right.
Sweet.
And now, how much moisture do you actually get out there?
A lot more than Phoenix, but still under the national average. Um, so a lot of people out there that live out there do water delivery, but the roof already has a rain catchment setup going. It's just that the rain catchment's not for the indoor water. It's just for like gardening stuff. But at least on the main house, it's already there. There are a few other buildings, including the little cabin, that we could apply that to. And then I would have to do the math on the average rainfall versus the square footage of rain catchment versus how much water we use per year, and do the math on that. But I know this one guy in Tucson. His YouTube channel is Homestead Economics. He does rain catchment, and he's able to live in Tucson 100% off rainwater for the most part. So if he can do it, I can do it, because we actually get more water up in Ashford than he does in Tucson.
Right. But you have to filter it like heavily, huh?
No, not too bad. They have this first flush system that you can put on it. So like when the rain starts falling, it fills up. The gutter, comes down. It fills up about a gallon or two of water, and then it just dumps that on the ground, and then it starts filling your rain catchment. That basically just cleans off all the stuff that's on the roof and all that. Anything else, yeah, you put like maybe a strainer, a mesh strainer over it so that it catches like the twigs or whatever, but
Right.
really not too much filtering you don't have to do. So from what I've heard.
Cool.
I still got some looking into it though. Rain catchment only.
Yeah, that's
Now,
ballsy.
how much is the water delivery out that way?
4 cents a gallon.
Okay.
That's for them to deliver it. If I want to go get it myself, which I wouldn't want to do because there's gas, and we do have a trailer with a tank on it for water, but it's only like a 500-gallon tank, and we have, I think, a 1,500-gallon reserve tank. So I'd have to go 3 times, and then it's only 1 cent per gallon, but it's just not worth it. I'll just have them deliver it, and they fill you up for 4 cents a gallon. It's like $90 total, something like that.
That's not horrible.
No, it should be all right. We did the math. It should be less than what we're paying in our water bill now here in the city. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you're also not going to be using it as much in the same way, right? So you're not going to be. That's what the rain catchment would be good for, like laundry and gray water stuff, toilets, whereas showers and eating, you want potable water. You want stuff you can drink.
Well,
How
yeah,
does
and
it
Sorry.
how does it work in Arizona? When you buy the land, did you get the water rights with it, or how does that work?
Well, if you want water rights, that's for if you want to dig a well. Arizona
Right.
encourages you highly to capture rainwater and use it for your own personal usage. You do not need any special paperwork to do that.
Right.
And you
But I mean,
can
is
use
that
it
going to
for.
be
drinking water. You just have to go through a couple steps.
Oh. Thing out here, land and making sure you get the water rights, so you can drill a well.
Yeah, and if
You
I
don't
was to
have to
drill a
buy it.
well, I'd probably have to do that. But unfortunately, Ash Fork is not the most friendly well area. The water shelf is really, really far down through a lot of rockiness, and I think we did the math on that. It's like $60,000 to drill a well. So,
Oh my goodness!
yeah,
Right.
and even then, it might only be available sometimes of the year. So, rain catchment and rain and water delivery is basically my best bet. And as I said, the guy in Tucson can live off 100% rainwater, and that's including the inside drinking water. Then so can I. I mean, I just watched some of his videos, and there's a couple of companies out near our area too that install rain catchment stuff. So I'll definitely be perusing their establishments as well.
Right.
See, that's really actually that's real homesteading there. When you're when you're having to do your own water, you're a homestead.
There's
Yeah.
no streams or any kind of water on your property that you can at least use
Well,
for cleaning and shit.
not year round, not year round streams. Half of the property is in a floodplain, and there's two creeks on the way into our house, right? So once we enter our land, there's a creek that runs right through our driveway right at the beginning, and then there's one about halfway up towards the house, and that's basically just when it rains hard, that's where the rainwater goes, and it's like a temporary creek. So that's probably where we're going to plant any fruit trees or any kind of trees that we want for food. Is right where the water is. There, we have a couple culverts that I have to dig some trenches for, so that won't wash out our driveway, because our driveway is kind of fucked up right now. But I got to get a backhoe for that.
I was going to say, you going to buy a tractor or what?
I don't know, man. I think it'll probably be renting if I can get away with it. I haven't really looked into it too much yet. But if I could
Renting's a
rent
better
it,
way to go.
I'd rather rent it. And I got
I
got two culverts to put in, because as I said, there's two areas, but I also have a gun range to dig out.
Nice priorities.
Yeah, it is a priority.
Heck yeah. Hometown gun range, heck yeah.
Nice.
They're talking about foregrips in the in the chat room. So I wanted to show them my AK foregrip.
I ran that same foregrip and I dug it.
I dig it too, until I ended up, I needed a flashlight and something else, so
Right.
wasn't
company
conducted.
makes that?
They're out of business.
Oh, I was thinking, I made that one AK for one of my friends, and I put the Magpul AK grip on, or foregrip on it. I absolutely love that thing. He has a bump fire on it, right? So we were shooting a lot. Everything was red hot, except for you could still hold it by that grip. Now on my AK, it's got the wood, forend. You can't hold it after you've done a couple mag dumps, because even the wood's hot. But that Magpul is the shit. So if they were to make a foregrip, that'd be pretty badass.
Yeah. And they do make I have on the PAP. I adapted the AK, the Magpul AK furniture, and I'm running their M-Lock stuff on it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I actually do like angled foregrip. I like that little extra bit of support.
Definitely.
What was that, Reb?
I agree 100%. I need a front grip or an angle. I need something.
Well, I don't need it, because I'll go from the front grip to the magazine grip pretty quick.
Yep.
I'm actually big on that, especially being a lefty, because then on an AK I manipulate the safety with my right thumb, keeping my hand on the pistol grip the whole time, not having to fuck with anything.
Right.
On all AKs. As a lefty, That's the beauty of it. It's like, to me, it's always been built for a lefty. They try and say it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. You know, I can run everything, keeping my hand on the pistol grip and do everything with my right hand on an AK. Change mags, charge it, manipulate the safety the whole time with my finger off the trigger until it needs to be on the trigger.
I gotta get another AK, man. Every time I get another AK, I sell it. I still have the one, but I don't want to do anything to it because that's my purest AK, right? That's the one that's supposed to look like an AK.
Have you seen the prices of AKs now? You can get way cheaper.
Yeah, how much are they now?
Last time I saw.
Yeah, they're still running up above 600 for the most part.
Exactly.
That's not horrible.
But you can find. I just was on Atlantic Firearms, and they got a pretty good gig. They're selling for under $5. They're selling receivers, barrels, all the trunnions, the whole gun without any furniture on it, right? Bolt carrier group, the whole 9 yards, right? You got to buy your own trigger. You got to buy your own furniture, and you put it together.
I got my own trigger and trigger group. It's
put it together.
Not legal for it's not legal for me to put it in a rifle right now. But
well, you don't have to put the barrel on. You don't have to put the trunnions in, right? None of that. That's all done for you, right? You don't have to do the front sight. You don't have to do any of that shit, right? Gas system, none of it. But what you do have to do is you put on all the furniture in the trigger group, and that's what they're selling as a
dude. You can share that shit.
Hey, Reb,
I would do it.
Can you spot me one?
I would do it, but I'm working on a design on this computer, and I'm talking to you fellas on the phone. So,
yeah, well, you'll just have to go look at Atlantic Firearms after you're done, right? I'm talking.
That's fucking great, dude. Why wouldn't you do that?
I'm using my phone too to
yeah, he's using both stuff. I only have one device right now, so screw y'all.
So you'll just have to wait till afterwards, buddy.
You remember in the old days we used to do that all the time.
Fucking A.
Many a nights we would be hanging out and you guys would be screen sharing shit. The next thing I know, I'm freaking have no money left, man.
Yeah. Now I haven't bought ammo in a while, right? Because until recently I haven't really been shooting that much. But remind me again, is there a ban on green tip ammo?
No.
Okay, good. I was shooting my green tip, and then I was like, wait a minute. I think they were trying to ban that shit.
They did try. It didn't work.
All right.
Oh, God.
But the only reason why it didn't work is because people cared, right? They were able to do these. The only reason why they tried for the green tip is because they got away with the 7.6.
Yeah.
AK-74 ammo. So they were like, oh, we got away with this. Let's try this. And the only problem is the AR-15 is America's gun, and that's what most people have, and that's what most people want, right? And that's what most people play with if they go out plinking. No way were you getting that fucking ammo away from people.
Yeah, I'd love to get another AK, but I've got a whole bunch of investment into 80% lowers of AR, so I'm kind of behooved to at least build a couple ARs before I start another AK project.
Oh yeah, you should. A couple ghost guns.
Yeah, I want to do a 300 blackout, and I kind of want to do a 50 Beowulf, to be honest.
Beowulf
that'd be
pistol.
Pretty badass. Right? Yeah.
50 Beowulf pistol.
Wouldn't that be badass?
Yeah. That would be. I've actually seen people do it, and it's like, okay.
Right? I want to do some fun guns. I mean, I do want to do a few that are, practical. My mom's going to be down there, so I'll probably make her just a regular, firearm. And my wife, she's kind of wanting a lighter weight AR. So I've always thought about how fun it would be to do as light a weight as possible AR build. And so there's a lot of ideas going around. Not a whole bunch of money, but a lot of ideas.
Right. But hey, if you're building the lowers, that's half the problem, right?
Yeah.
And then you just pick the rest of the gun up a piece at a time.
There you go. Some
You
of
know,
these
but
places sell them in packs too for the 80% lowers. You can buy like 4 or 5 of them for a discount.
See,
well, then you
Mule and I, we're magazine horrors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's
oh, it's
Hey, I got a pretty good collection of mags.
yeah. I'm a bit ridiculous. I was reloading some mags here because I'm hoping maybe this weekend to get together with Fabrizio and do a little
Ooh,
shoot,
right on.
right? Because he
well,
just
shit, I was
got
trying to say, quail season opened here, so that's what everybody's out doing, man. They canceled the gun show out here. They said they don't want to have the gun show, the big casino.
Oh, yeah, because of the
yeah.
whole
You said
Vegas
that in
thing.
your vlog.
Yeah, I
You did a
mean, you believe
vlog?
that shit?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been.
yeah. He's pulling on High Desert Pioneers, strings there
Oh, I'm
with the
gonna have to go
guys.
check
Absolutely.
that out.
He did a really good one today, man. Or yesterday. Yesterday,
Yeah.
same. I posted
No,
over there on the
yesterday was
Liberty.
yesterday. Today is today. But
He hasn't
Yeah,
released today's
it's
yet. He
fucking
usually.
Groundhog Day for me, dude.
right.
Every day. I wake up and I'm like, all right, what part
Oh
hurts?
man, Mule, you
Okay.
shared something on Facebook
Like,
about a mag dump shoot in Illinois going
yeah,
on.
that's
I
the
was
one.
like, oh, I so want to be a part of that with the bump fire and the 150 round saw mag. It's been a while since I dropped 150 rounds all at once.
Well, that's the one I'm trying to get Breeze to go to, right? And hopefully he can bring his certificate of citizenship because Fabrizio, about a month ago, took the test
Yeah,
and passed it. And this weekend, it's just this past weekend, or maybe late last week, he had his ceremony, right?
nice.
So he's now officially a U.S. citizen, my man Fabrizio.
congratulations,
Yay.
brother.
His wife
So
is the shit. Have you ever watched her? I think it's on her Facebook. The things my immigrant husband says, or some shit like that.
yeah, yeah.
Funny
Right.
as fuck, man. I love it.
She could write a fucking book about that shit. Just those little quotes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's hilarious.
And and if you know Fabrizio, you believe it, 100%.
If you've ever talked to him any length of
Yeah.
time, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a great guy, man. It's hard to understand him. I gotta be like
Oh, he's
paying real
gotten
good
so much.
attention.
Go watch one of his new videos, dude. He's really
Yeah.
been working on it. He's actually, he doesn't pull his Italian stuff half as much as he used to, you know.
Right on.
But he's doing real good too. And I know I want to play with his Krebs AK, but I want to see him. What I'd really like to do is when we do that national anthem mag dump, if he comes, I'd like to be able to film for him and just have his certificate of citizenship like leaning up against him or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? While he's dumping off a magazine to the national anthem.
Should have Reb like screen print that shit on a T-shirt, man. I don't know how
By the way, how's
possible
the
that would be.
t-shirt please going, Reb? I know I haven't bought one this year.
Yeah, no, a lot of other design stuff going on. So t-shirts is kind of just a mainstay. You know,
Cool.
I
Good.
stopped doing I stopped doing eBay altogether with that because it was just too much. So I just maintain my website and I'm good.
Right, right. Well, I know I'm going to be
Um,
in the mood. Christmas is coming up, so I'm going to be looking. Hopefully, there's a new design or two up there.
oh yeah, I got a bunch of new ones. Yeah, it's funny. It was what 78 today, maybe pushing 80, and Friday's going to be a high of 50.
Shit, man, it's beautiful during the day and cold. Well, colder at night. Right, it's down into the 40s at night, but it's hovering right around 72 to 68 here all
Funny,
week.
man. It's so
Beautiful.
weird. It's so weird in Phoenix, right? Well, in Phoenix, it's hot. It's like 90 to 100 in the day and probably like 50 to 60 at night. But up in Ashford, man, probably 80 at the most during the day. So 70 to 80 during the day, and it's like 30 to 40 degrees at night, and we're freezing my ass off at that temperature. I'm like, let's fire up the wood stove.
Oh, that's going to be another thing, the wood stove, man. So you're going to be chopping some wood? You're going to have to get yourself a splitter or what?
Well, I want to get a chainsaw, and I've been looking at a lot of different ones. And I don't want to have one that I have to do that much maintenance on, to be honest, because I got so much other shit to do. I don't want to maintain it. So I was looking at electric ones, and there's one electric one that is actually halfway decent because most of them are shit. But the DeWalt makes a really good electric one, and that's the way I want to go. But unfortunately, it's like $250, $300.
Oh yeah, so you don't want to talk to me about chainsaws, no, because
Electric chainsaw.
yeah,
What?
first of all, yeah, electric's not a good idea. Go with
No.
gas,
No, yes.
Well, I would
right?
agree on
Kinda
most
hippie
on
shit
most
is that?
situations.
You're on solar.
You might have to spend a little more money because there's only two brands of chainsaws that are worth a fuck, right?
Exactly.
And that's Stihl and Husqvarna, right?
Oh.
Now they're comparable, right? Still's an American brand, Husqvarna is fucking Scandinavian, right? But those are the only two brands of chainsaws that are worth a fuck. And I'm talking about using them every day, throwing them in the back of a truck, and changing the plugs out at the beginning of the season, and then, maybe popping them out, and cleaning them out twice during the whole run, and the fucking saws run all day, right? Everything else couldn't handle it. Just couldn't handle that kind of fucking use. And you want one that you're going to be able to use forever and just put gas in, basically, mix fuel in and make sure your bar is lubed all the time. Husqvarna or fucking Stihl. And I suggest Stihl. I'm a Stihl man. But I'll use a Husky.
Steel? Is it like steel?
Stihl.
Okay. I got you.
Believe me, you go looking for chainsaws online, you'll see those two come up right away. But they're not cheap, right? And I suggest
you
the
don't-
Farm
you don't-
Boss.
You don't want a cheap chainsaw, Sting.
Oh, well. Yeah, I'm learning that. I mean, even the electric one I was looking at was quite a bit. I don't know. I haven't priced the other ones.
Well, let me tell you, the best one in the business for what you're going to need it for, Farm Boss, right? 22-inch bar, maybe, just long enough to be able to take down a good-sized tree and yet cut up everything you need to bucket to the 4 foot or 2 foot you need to split it and fit it in your stove, So, but the Farm Boss, those motherfuckers, man, those will go forever. They just keep running.
And I know you're saying you don't want to get one that you got to fuss with, but that's the whole thing with chainsaws and things of that nature. You want to fuss with them. You want to get to know them in and out, how to do everything, maintain them, because then you can get a good understanding of the piece of machine that you're going to be using that could be dangerous.
I did that with an AR-15, man. The shot
There you
glass
go.
only holds so much information.
Right? But no, seriously, tinkering is good because then you get to, when you take something apart, you get inside of it and you figure out what's what. It's valuable information.
I've already decided, though, no matter what, when it comes to a chainsaw, whether it be gas or electric, I'm buying that bitch brand new. I don't want to have to worry about what somebody else did beforehand.
Yeah. Even
There's
though,
a lot of
like I
tools
said,
I can buy used. So.
but this is where Stihl and Husqvarna are, again, it's like, it's like buying fucking, not Craftsman, but fucking, what's the one that drives Snap-on, right? So no matter who owns that Snap-on tool, you take it to a Snap-on guy, they got to replace it, right? Husqvarna are like that. They're just quality to where even buying used is usually a good buy.
Yeah, the only thing with the used, though, is my chainsaw experience is like that. Okay, I've seen them, and I in a store. That's my experience with the chainsaw.
Wow, buddy, I would try and get, either go watch some videos or something, because chainsaws are not to fuck around with, right? They're not to play with. The stupidest shit will get you cut open deep, and you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
So, and yeah, I definitely do a little research on how to operate a chainsaw and the safety. Treat a chainsaw like a gun, right? You don't want to point it at anything you don't want to cut. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because believe me, I've seen some nasty shit happen with chainsaws just by sheer accident. You know, chainsaw slips in your hand, you don't hit the brake soon enough. You know, all of a sudden it's fucking cutting down your leg through the Kevlar fucking chaps.
Yeah, that's another reason why I think the electric might be nice. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do without dying. But
Yeah, but you might not be able to cut. I don't know what wood you're going to get out there, so you might not be able to cut through. Is the problem?
yeah. Well, as I said, I haven't done a lot of research. The one that I did with the chainsaw I'm talking about, the guy was pretty impressed. He's a gas chainsaw person. He said, and he always thought electric was shit and not worth its money. But this one was not bad. It worked on 2 trees for like over 4 hours on one battery, and they were pretty good sized trees. So I don't know. I'll definitely do more research on the other ones though, for sure, because I would like something that lasts a long time. But at the same time, just grabbing a battery, popping it in, making sure the chain is greased up, it's kind of tempting.
Yeah, and look, they've come out with fucking electric cars, and I know fuck all about them. I'd say, I don't even like computers in my cars. I want mechanical. So,
Right.
Let me just put my 2 cents in here.
Go for it, man.
All my drills and shit like that used to be wireless, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've since gone back to old school. And I'm also buying, the tools from yesteryear, right? That you don't see anymore. Sometimes you can find them, but old school shit, because you
Right.
just never know. You know what I mean? And to have tools is the key to success.
I agree. Here's a different way of looking at it, though. I don't produce gasoline, but I do produce electricity.
Gotcha.
It's just one of the thoughts that goes through my head on
wood. You're relying on wood to heat your place, and do other things. That's one thing. Again, you don't skimp on that. You don't want to be in a situation to where you don't have what you need.
Well, it's not the only thing we have. I mean, we do have gas heat, the propane tank, but I have to buy that, and it's not cheap. Versus, I can just cut down a dead tree on my property and burn that shit for free,
right?
And warm up the place.
I don't know. I don't know anybody personally that has an electric chainsaw. And like I said, I've gotten rid of all my cordless shit, the batteries.
I
and all
agree
that.
on the cordless stuff.
I'm old school. Give me a plug or give me a hand tool. I don't want no fucking wireless bullshit.
Well, I'm looking into a lot of air tools now, because I don't want to have to use electricity as much as unless I have to. So any air tools that I can buy is what I'm looking at too. It's a lot of conservation, man. You get every little thing you get, you got to be on top of, like, okay, how much power does this draw, and can I get it in a different version so that I can do this. So It's a little overwhelming, but at the same time, it's kind of fun to think about how to do it.
I think we're going to have a bad winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, a long winter like last year for us, and I think it's going to be, well, like.
But it was funny. It was good for y'all, right? Horrible for the Napa Valley.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you hear the reports are coming out now that they're finding it's arson.
Shock and awe, right?
Yeah.
Well, I like what you said about it. They legalized giving people, diseases and,
Oh yeah, with the fucking HIV shit.
Yeah. Not HIV, it's hepatitis A, but yeah. Mm. And the HIV shit, where now it doesn't, now it's
a
not
misdemeanor.
Yeah. So, what the fuck?
They're giving the kids now meningitis shots in the 8th grade and shit. It's like, you kidding me?
And that what is it? The human papillomavirus shot that they've been trying to force on kids. Like, if you were just a good parent and told your kids, that there's bad shit out there if you're promiscuous, maybe that would limit how many people would get it.
Yeah, but we can't. No, look, that's why do you think they've destroyed Christianity and people's understanding of a moral sense of God in this country, and why we're in the situation we're in?
Now they have drag queens in some schools in New York. I'm hearing they're reading 3rd graders' stories in full drag.
Yeah, and then is it
scary
shocking? Yes, but is it surprising? Not at all. Because we've gone down that moral decrepitude in this country. And the only way to really get any sense of nation back would be to bring God back into it. And I don't see that happening, man. Not unless, some huge natural, some kind of disaster destroys the whole modern society at once.
Well, there is North Korea. We can always hope.
Yeah.
No,
well, I'll tell you what, they're the only ones that would do well because they already live in fucking pre-industrial country.
Yeah. Right? Fuck. It's fear, 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 fear. Ban, 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 ban. Mass shooting this. It's just distraction after distraction. The other shoe's going to drop, and it always will, and it always has. Is this the Cuban Missile Crisis? No.
Oh no, man! It's a whole different kind of crisis, though, with the nuclear freaking Korea. I don't know. At least I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, but a lot of that is ginned up fear because when you really think about it, look at the size of the country of Korea. Look at where they are. Okay? And look at who their real boss is. Right? Now North Korea, it gets real froggy. It likes to make a big show, but it's like that yip. Remember the cartoons? I think it was like Tom and Jerry, or maybe it was a Bugs Bunny cartoon, where there was this big bulldog, right? And then this little tiny chihuahua right next to him, always trying to make trouble, right? Well, North Korea is the little chihuahua, and China's the bulldog. He lets him mouth off all he wants, but he ain't really going to do shit because it's going to affect China more than it'll affect them.
Right.
And China's not going to let that happen.
I did kind of find it funny, though, that the leaders of Korea or North Korea are calling the Democrats and asking if Trump is for real.
Yeah.
If that's true, that's fucking hilarious.
And you know what? People in North Korea are being told, well, we don't know either, so you better take it as he is.
Right.
Because it seems like for Trump, he can just throw fists in every direction and hit an enemy. Even people within his own fucking administration and cabinet, they get the slip of the tongue and starts talking stupid shit. They get taken out of context. Like Tillerson calling him a moron.
Yeah.
And that's where it kills me with this. They've gotten to the point where they just dump all the information. They might not dump it at the most appropriate time, but they make sure they put it out there so they can always say that, right? The Uranium One deal, right? The reason why I wasn't shocked when they breaking news it here a couple of days ago is because we heard about this years ago when it was happening and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
And brought it up ever since it happened and nobody gave a shit. Now we're supposed to give a shit because all of a sudden you give a shit? Only because it's a slow news day and you want to get it out of the way so that way nobody will bring it up again? It's just ridiculous.
It always has been. It doesn't change, man.
Well, the one change is that it's exposed more, right? So to me, at least, with Trump in the White House, it's exposed way more. Because every time Trump tries to do something that would be good for the American people, right? Especially rhinos will throw a fucking wrench in that works in a minute, right? especially if his last name's McCain. You know, it doesn't matter if it's something that McCain stood for his whole fucking career. If Trump's on board now, he's against it.
Well, yeah, ever since Trump, called him a loser for being captured, he's been pretty much against Trump.
Yeah, but
And
to the
a lot of it's
detriment
just
of
spite.
of the American people, of
It's
his
just
party.
spite.
Yeah,
And it's
but then
very
again,
small.
but it just cracks me up. The stupid ass people of Arizona voted him back in.
But we can go down the list of all these senators that are just whack jobs. McCain, Pelosi. I mean, name one that isn't. I mean, maybe
Oh my
Rand
God,
Paul.
Nancy
Chafis.
Pelosi seems like she's special needs. I
No,
mean, I have
I
never,
think
other
seriously,
than the
I
other
think
lady that
these
wears the
folks are on
cowboy
a lot of
hats.
medication, and I think they're criminally insane. I mean, you
Oh
hear
yeah.
the shit that come out of Maxine Waters' mouth, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary to me that these are the people that are fucking in charge.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Yep.
I don't think they all started out that whack jobbish though. I don't instantly go right to that they were all nuts from the beginning. I think that first of all, power corrupts, but I also think it drives you insane.
Yeah. The thing with McCain is Trump actually campaigned for McCain here in Arizona.
Yeah.
And it was very close. He barely won over Dr. Kelly Ward. And Kelly Ward's going up against Flake next, which she's very much in the lead against Flake right now. But if Trump was even at the time said he wasn't sure if he should back McCain, and I bet you he wishes he hadn't now. But yeah, if he had to back Kelly Ward, I think that would have been the difference right there, and I don't think McCain would have been reelected.
But
To be
see,
honest,
this is where Trump's a new politician and he's trying to use political sense instead of his innate sense. You know what I'm saying? He knew from the beginning he shouldn't trust fucking McCain. But everybody's telling you, no, you want an establishment fucking, they're trying to push the establishment Republicans. Same thing happened in Alabama, right? He should have gone with Roy Moore, but he went with the other guy instead. Why? Because, well, I'm supposed to be the leader of the GOP now, so I really should lead, back the GOP candidate, not the insurgent Republican candidate. You know, but he's got to understand that his people are all insurgents. The only way he's going to do any kind of good in actual real change, I don't know if it's effective or not, but the only way he's going to get real change done is to back all the insurgent fucking Republicans and libertarians and undecideds or whatever that have his back that are going in to try and get out these establishment Republicans. Because you can see the second the NRA fucking said the bump stock should be re-regulated, all those rhinos went. So if we vote for this thing, we're not going to get a bad rap from the NRA. So we can tell that to our people later on down the road.
They're all worried about their grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
luckily you got what's his name out there, Steve Bannon out there trying to go up against all the GOP, which is kind of cool.
Trying to stir people up into it.
He was actually here with Dr. Kelly Ward just the other day. Unfortunately, I didn't know about it until it was already over, but yeah, that's cool.
Really makes you what would have happened if the Clintons hadn't killed Breitbart, right? Hey, this is the Green Dragon. I got to start breaking out some tinfoil hats or it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Anybody chatting that up?
Man. That's the thing. We're all crazy. That shit crazy.
Oh, man. You know what?
Our leaders are crazy. We're crazy for putting up with them. Everybody's crazy.
Most of America's asleep and doesn't want to be bothered. That's why you get people like Feinstein and all them fucking elected, because they say one thing that people can get behind, and yeah, of course we should all just let everybody in that wants in and love everybody, and all that bullshit.
Yeah, it's funny. John was bringing up that same point earlier in Liberty and Firearms. How As long as they keep whatever lie it is they're pushing, if they say it enough, people eventually believe it. You know? And whatever they want you to vote for, right? So say it's vote for Proposition 1 on your ballot, right? Whoever has the most money and tells you say yes on it or say no on it is going to be the one that wins. They don't have to tell you what it's about. It doesn't matter what it's about because it's about who's getting more money in their pocket somewhere along the line. Right? But the propaganda machine's gotten so good with fucking media and social media that all they have to do is keep repeating it to you, and you're going to be in there and they're going, okay, I think I should say yes to Proposition 1. You know, and yet it really was no good for you, but you just followed along because that's the last thing you heard on the fucking radio or saw on Facebook.
Well, I know we've always said that common sense is a fucking superpower now, but boy, the more and more I'm on Facebook, the more I see why these people get elected. I mean, you have this college student out in California, I guess, who grabbed the other college student's Trump hat and said,
Yeah.
fuck your laws and all this shit. That lady votes. That's some scary
Well,
shit.
it won't be
And she
anymore.
has... Well, yeah, she might not anymore. But she did at one point, right? And there's a lot of people like her that do.
Worse than that to me. Worse than that to me. There's ladies like that, and there's dudes like him.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me? If somebody snatched my hat, it would be, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but that's why your hat wouldn't get snatched, John. Same reason why I say the same thing all the time.
Painful.
But no, I think
it was painful to watch. I'm like, is that a dude? Is that a kid? Is that, I mean, is that a disabled person? What's going on here?
Okay,
it's
now,
disabled, mentally handicapped.
To defend that a little bit, right? If my hat was stolen, I'd be running the bitch down to get it back too, because I don't have a lot of money, so a $30 fucking hat is a big fucking expense for me. I'm gonna make sure I get that shit back.
I saw the way she. If you see the video when she snatched the hat, a quick leg sweep would have ended it right there, right?
That would have been nice.
All right, I'm not the only one. Okay.
But the thing is they don't come up against people like us. You know what I'm saying? So right. And my family tells me this all the time. Friends tell us this. So I'm intimidating, right? And now you've met me, Stinger. I'm 6'3". I'm good sized. I have a bad attitude. So people generally tend to not come close. Little children will. Animals will. Adults, no. They understand that underneath that smile, there's something wrong. I will poke your fucking eye out if you say something too bad in front of me. So snatching my hat would not be their recommended endeavor, and they know that. They always look for the weak, right? That they're kind of like jackals. They'll pick off the weakest out of the pack to pick on. They're not going to the leader. They're not going to the one bringing up the rear. They're going somewhere in the middle, finding the weakest one to fuck with. And you look at the dude whose hat got snatched. She'd have beat the shit out of him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was a chunky little Latina, right? And this was some skinny little punk white boy who's never been in a fight in his fucking life. That's why he chased her down and went and told the teacher.
But getting back to the whole premise of the situation in the first place, it's that kind of person that is not a minority in that area. In that college, especially in that college, she's part of the majority of students.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all voting age. And that's why you get people like Dianne Feinstein getting reelected in California, man.
Well, that's why you have California the way it is, right? So they voted all these fucking people in. And now their whole state's Democrat. There's like a minority of fucking Republicans in like Orange County and a few counties up north, But most of them are fucking Dems, and they're getting exactly what they deserve. That's why Napa Burns, I don't give a shit. The only thing I think about is should I go to the liquor store and buy some California wine and cellar it for a while?
Yeah.
Otherwise, fuck them. I don't care. And especially after the disasters that came out on the East Coast, right? The hurricane,
Oh
the two
yeah. Oh,
hurricanes.
it's Trump's. Trump's
Yeah,
the
all the
reason.
shit you heard coming out of the West Coast about how those motherfuckers deserve it because they're Trump fans,
I'm so glad I'm
right?
not alone in this theory that California can go fuck themselves. I thought I was
Oh,
an asshole. I was like, man, why am I such an asshole for thinking, you know what? Fuck them. Let them burn. And I come here and I am not the only one. Thank you, Mule, for being a bigger asshole.
hey, I've got nothing for
You
them.
doubted it for a minute.
Right, for a little
But I
bit.
got nothing, and I still have friends out there who constantly give me shit when I say, if an earthquake happened, I'd be there fucking clapping and fishing off the new coast in Arizona, or if fucking the Koreans want to nuke anything, them doing California, they'd be doing us a favor,
Yeah.
And if California wants to succeed, fine, fuck them, but we get to build a wall around it,
Yeah, but
because they won't be California for more than 10 minutes before they become part of Mexico again.
Yep.
but Mule, you spent some time in Cali, and it was
Loved
great.
it. Loved it. I wish it didn't turn into the piece of shit it
Oh
did.
yeah. It's a
I
beautiful
loved
state.
it. I grew up in New York, dude. I miss New York State. New York State is beautiful, and it's similar to Cali in the fact that you can go from the mountains to the beach in a drive, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, but is it worth living there anymore? Fuck no. I know a lot of people think it is. It's not for me, right? And I don't mind dealing with crime. I don't mind dealing with the bullshit of everyday life, but then to have an oppressive government over you too, the natty state following everything you do, not allowing you to smoke in your house or fucking, you're gonna get arrested for lighting
How
a
is that
cigarette.
even how is
Right.
that even possible? You can't you're gonna tell me
Yeah,
what I can and cannot do now.
but if I turn around and have HIV and I go around spreading into my town because I'm good looking and have a big dick and fucking go passing it around, right? That's okay. That's not illegal. Fuck you. You people have gone crazy. You need some kind of natural disaster or something to happen to you to get your mind straight back out there. Right? Those fucking motherfuckers are insane. So I don't care.
It's sad.
It is. And I love California. I love the land of California, right? The coast is beautiful.
I
The
still want to
weather is
go visit
awesome.
the redwood forest. I've always wanted to go see that, so I'm still thinking we might eventually.
The weather's awesome. I mean, it's just you understand why people went out there, and then you get there and you go, man, you people are so fucked up. You don't deserve this, and they just keep fucking it up more and more every day. Now they're a sanctuary state, so they're never going to turn anybody over to the fucking feds, and
Right.
yet they want Fed money. And they still don't understand the concept that the only reason why California does so well is because they're the port for the rest of the goddamn country.
Yeah, now they're all bitching. New York and California are bitching about this tax plan that's coming out that's going to make it so that they can't have a deduction on their state tax because their fucking state rapes them and steals from them so badly. Like, well, it's going to be a tax hike for us. Well, no, not really. Not a federal tax hike. Maybe you're just going to have to pay the actual state tax for once.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, change to the people you vote for,
Well, it's, and this is what I try to get people to understand. The best way to make any kind of effective change within government, within the culture, or whatever, it all depends upon where you spend your fucking money.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy shit for the NFL, you get rid of your cable package with the NFL. You don't buy tickets to the NFL. The NFL starts noticing, right? Same with similar with politicians, right? So you start telling them you don't want to pay for shit, you don't vote for them, you start working against them, putting money into shit against them. They notice that shit and start listening to you.
Yes, you have to vote with your dollars, man.
Yeah.
You used to be able to vote. You used to be able to vote with your feet too, right? That's what I did.
Still can.
That's why I left California.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Well, the problem with that is you get all these people from California moving to Arizona and then voting for the shit that they left California for.
Yes,
Yes.
that is a big problem. And
You don't
look
have
at
to move to
Colorado.
California in 20 years.
How do you think Colorado ended up with 15-round magazines?
Yeah. Well, in
It was
20
all
years, California
California.
is going to be like the new Arizona. So
Yeah, same with Nevada. Look at what happened with Nevada. Nevada was totally got a giant influx of Californians, and it's changing the fucking, and mainly in Clark County, and it's changing the whole rest of the aspect of the fucking state. Right? Used to be a ranching cowboy state with gambling and prostitution. Now it's all about fucking escaped goddamn Californians who don't want to pay California taxes anymore, but want all that shit that they used to have in California now in Nevada.
Yes.
And that's why I do believe in it. I don't actually pray for a pandemic or some disaster, but I kind of hope a little.
well, I'm about ready for one because I'll be on my own little island there.
But I've been saying that for a long time, right? A little bit of a culling would not hurt, you know?
If there was a way that we could get rid of just the people that are mentally challenged when it comes to the way they were raised, I don't know.
Well, see, some people would. I mean, I can get a really whack job theory going. You know, let's
Yeah.
start a third world war. Do you want to clean out these millennials and toughen them up? Get a draft going, right?
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that circulate in Facebook. That would be something.
Yeah, get a draft going and fucking have everybody be learn more about their country and what being responsible to your country is about, right? And plus, maybe kill a couple of million of them and fucking teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
But that's
there's your lesson. Rot.
Yeah. Well, shit. I mean, you look. It changes people. War changes people, right? And it's just this is part of the reason why when we constantly say that common sense is a superpower, we don't have a common sense in this country anymore. We don't have any real commonality in this country. And with them trying to downgrade being an American so much, we don't even have that anymore.
Yeah.
The thing is, we're not outnumbered. There's more freedom-minded thinking people. And so that's the thing, right? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that are like, take care of me and security over, but at the end of the day, there's more of us than there are them, and way more capable. So, November 4th, they're going to block highways and do all this crazy shit. It's not gonna fare well.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
They better not do that here because it's harvest season, right? And there's damn good chance you'll get fucking caught up in a combine.
I was joking with the trucker at the fueling station the other day, and he had a nice big old aluminum brush guard, right? And I'm like, "Damn, you're ready, man!" And he said, "Yeah, I can't wait." And he knew exactly what I was talking about. It was just funny.
Nice.
Yeah, but see, that's where if anything does happen on November 4th, right? First of all, it's the responsibility of the police, the government, and the cops to really smash it down. But I don't even expect anything to happen out here because we're not a Democrat city. I'm out in farm country, right? And the further you get away from a Democrat city, the less likely you're to see some fucking Antifa bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, most likely they're going to be protesting in a place where they are the majority, and
and destroying their own shit.
Their message? Yeah, where's the message going to actually go? Nowhere, but yourself. It's like Muslims killing Muslims.
Right. Well, or the fucking, when the riots happen in Baltimore or Ferguson or fucking Detroit or, you name any city, when they start burning down their own shit, people stop giving a fuck. It's like, oh, whatever. That was yours you just destroyed. It wasn't anybody else's. It was in your fucking neighborhood. It may have been somebody else's business, but they got insurance. You're not going to build back in your neighborhood, so now you lost out on that pizza place, Chinese food joint, or sneaker store or whatever, right? And you saw that even after the original Watts riots in L.A., right? So by the time I got to L.A. in the 80s, there were still burnt out buildings from the Watts riots in the 60s and 70s. They were still there until the Rodney King riots, when they burned the buildings to the left and to the right and left it all fucked up. So nobody gives a shit. They can burn down Baltimore all the fuck they want. You can go burn down any of these fucking places. Nobody out in my neck of the woods is gonna give a shit. And more, they're giving a shit less and less.
Do you think it'll be impoverished areas, urban areas, or you think it's going to be more like the San Francisco, the New Yorks,
I think the whole Antifa movement is all fucking white bread kids.
Right.
For the most part, it's fucking overprivileged, overcomforted fucking white bread kids who are learning that life's going to end up being hard and they don't want it to be.
Yeah. They got their participation trophies and now they won't get those anymore.
Well, they're called handcuffs and a fucking mug shot and a rap sheet, right?
Listen to this, man. So my neighbor, she just got a new tranny for her truck, right? She's over and asked the wife, because I'm in the garage doing design, and she comes over and asks the wife, "Hey, can I borrow your husband? Help me with this transmission?" And she had another friend over there, and it's like I tell my son, I'm like, "Grab your gloves, man, give me a hand," And he looks at me and he's like, "I'm not strong enough to go lift transmissions." And I'm like, "Are you fucking with me?" I'm in flip flops, and I'm like, whatever, I go over there. She got a good deal on a fucking transmission too. Damn. Anyway, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, what?
That's bad parenting right there, Reb. I mean, when I tell my daughter to come help me, she fucking gets up and comes.
Well, thank you for saying that there, buddy, because I was going to go there too, because you know what happened in my house.
Right? I know, right? But I'm demasculated by my wife with this, because I'm like, I gotta help her right now. And
that's because you are too focused on the one thing your wife can give you that she can also take away.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That is true.
But no, so I'm like, oh, okay, I grabbed my son, right? He's almost as tall as me. He's 14. And I'm like, dude, give me a hand across the street, the tranny real quick, I said transmission because you can't,
right.
Can't abbreviate.
Right.
And he literally said, "I'm not strong enough to help you with that." I'm like,
well, you need to then, okay, so for the next time that happens, and I'd make sure it happened a few more times, right? I would help him test that theory.
Well,
how do
here's
you
the
expect
difference.
to get stronger unless you start trying? But go ahead.
If I asked my daughter to help me, she probably would have went over there, and then I would have kissed her on the forehead, and I would have said, "Thank you for trying, but we got this,"
But yeah, now if my daughter would have offered, she'd have gotten a pair of gloves and come and did it too. There's no more slacking. No, fuck that shit. The son didn't get away with saying no, and the daughter would have definitely been, if needed, told to come give a hand. Your little extra 5 pounds of lift is enough.
Right. But that's where I'm getting at, man. That's where we are.
Well, here's
society.
Here's part of the thing that I see happening is stop giving them a choice, right? There's a difference between going over and telling him to come help and asking him to come help, right?
Yes. Yep.
And
it's going to get really bad around here.
It does. It gets worse.
It does. It gets worse as they get older. And that's where I learned to stop asking and start telling. There's no more politeness with them. It's like a job. It's like, no, I told you to get off your ass and come help pick this up. Well, I'm not strong enough. Well, you don't have to be. You have to get up and help pick this up. You're not. I can make you get stronger by making you pick it up all by yourself, or I can help you.
What happened to having a little bit of pride in yourself? And even if you are like in thinking, hey, I'm probably not strong enough to really, help you out too much, but just the idea of, being there and
Oh.
trying to do what you can.
That shit
You know?
has to be ingrained at a very young age if you want them to actually want to do it.
No, I don't give. And see, I think the only way I got them to want to do it was by making them do it first, right?
I'd
Because
just
I
be
don't.
happy with them doing it because they're afraid that if they don't, that they're going to get smacked. I'd be
There you
fine with
go.
that. I don't
Yeah,
need to
and
be
that
the
and
That
believe me,
works.
that's all part of that, right? So that's in it too. You know, that part's in it too.
Well,
So
no,
yeah.
here's how I got him, Kyla to not only help, but then be happy that she did and proud that she did, is that you make them come and do it. But every time, even if you had to drag them screaming after they've done helped, you tell them, if they did a good job, you tell them, hey, thanks. That was a good job, man. You really helped me out. And that
oh,
little
I
bit of
do,
praise at the end really feeds into their confidence.
and it does. But kids are fuck all lazy these days, and
Thank
you really have to make them do shit, even if you know they'll enjoy it afterwards, right? So you have to get them off the couch and get them going to later enjoy what you actually got them to do. Because otherwise,
Right.
they'll
And
stay in their fucking phones all day.
This
that's
is
what I was
how
just saying. Sometimes you have to drag them kicking and screaming, but just that little bit of positive reinforcement afterwards will go a
Yeah,
long way.
I'll be right back here to get some drink. Talk amongst yourselves.
it's
And
crazy.
hey, it looking pretty good in the chat room, by the way. Hey, what's up, Mountain Man and Truth Freeze? How you guys doing?
What's up, Pete? We're just talking mad smack. But it's just like my son. I told him he's got his first girlfriend, right? And
Oh, nice.
so I had to have that father-son talk. And I'm like, look, dude, this is your first girlfriend, so that's what it is. It's the first time, you get certain feelings, blah blah blah. But remember, it's your first, therefore it won't be your last. And if we move, if your girlfriend moves, if something out of your control happens, it is what it is. It's your first, it won't be your last. So, enjoy yourself, but remember that, right?
Right.
And fuck me if I didn't jinx his ass, because like a week
She broke up with
later,
him.
his girlfriend is not going to his same school.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, man. But
Yeah,
such is life. It's like, man, come on, dude.
it happens.
And I got one of each, right? So, I get both sides of it, right?
Yeah, I only have the one, and we're actually thinking about maybe adopting. We're not really too sure yet.
Oh, yeah. Little man and a
Yeah.
half.
Nice.
This is the
God
newest one.
damn
This is Declan.
it.
Yeah, I see him a lot on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, he's living with Papa, so Papa takes a lot of pictures.
Right
Him and his
on.
mama both take a lot of pictures. On deck.
That's the
Declan,
one
my
thing I'm kind
Declan.
of sad on, because my daughter is bound and determined to move back to Wisconsin as soon as she turns 18, so that she can be near her half brother. So I don't know. It's gonna kind of suck, but that's pretty cool.
Are they in
Yeah, well,
community?
you don't know what's going to happen by the time she does turn 18. So
It's only a year and a half, man. She's like almost 17 now.
Right.
I know my daughter's the same age, buddy. Thanks. Going through the same thing.
Yeah, well, you have good kids though, and you have more than one. I only got the one, goddammit. And if she leaves me, I want to be all alone and just with the wife, and I love her and all.
Okay, you can hit him now, Heidi.
She can't hear you. Oh,
Lucky
no,
you.
you can't hear him. And she's like, I can hear you just fine.
Oh God.
But we're all excited, and I'm glad that even Kyla's excited about this new place. It's kind of at the same time she's excited, she's also wanting to move back to Wisconsin. So I'm trying to figure out how that works. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It'd be
She's
nice.
a teenager. She doesn't think that far ahead.
True.
And you get her a horse before she go.
Yeah,
There's a
we
couple things
talked about
out that way.
we talked about that, and I don't know how that's going to work out because she would like a horse, but at the same time, she's not at home a lot because she goes to Thunderbird. So she's at school like during the week and only home on the weekends because it's a boarding school. And so, taking care of it, she's kind of concerned about that. And I don't know. But that's definitely a possibility. I mean, we got the space.
Oh yeah, and believe me, they'll eat a lot of that brush that you live around. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to feed them, but it would definitely supplement just by the growth around it.
Well, I got to fix the fences first because a couple areas of the fence is down. But once I fix that, then we'll probably revisit that as an idea.
Say hi to everybody, Deck. Say hi, everybody.
Hey.
Oh, and look,
what's up,
we have
ACP?
HC on the call now,
Staying up late.
right? Beard looks good, HD. Not as good as Rebs. Have you seen Rebs? That motherfucker's like down to his belly button now.
Holy crap! I'm working on mine. It's pretty sad, but it's more than it used to be.
Shit, at the beginning of the summer, I chopped 6 inches off. You know?
That's what she said.
Then I saw Rebel's beard, and I was like, damn. Yeah.
That's all that.
Well, don't let me interrupt. Continue.
What's up? Great video, man. Vlog was on. The vlog was on point. I had to share that shit.
Hasn't even posted yet.
No, not today's. Yesterday's.
Oh, it's like getting ahead of me.
I tried to explain to him, you don't post until at night. You don't post those till you get home.
Right.
So
I can get it uploaded.
But did anybody see that interview with Ellen from the security guard that for a minute there Facebook was called, at least all my friends on Facebook, their tinfoil hats were ringing, calling him the second shooter, you know? I'm like, no, man, that's totally fake news, dude. Don't go down the rabbit hole of fake news because then it makes real news look even more shitty.
Right.
You're talking about the compost interview?
Yeah. Did anybody watch that?
Heck no. The fact that he's even there, that's total propaganda. I mean, seriously.
Well, yeah,
How can you even take
Ellen,
that serious?
Also contracted. Alan is contracted by the same people that own the hotel that the shooting happened in, right?
Somebody was saying MGM, I think. Maybe not the Mandalay, but the MGM.
Right.
Yeah, but I think the MGM also owns or has some stake in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
they
it's
own
like
Mandalay.
fucking Hitler giving an interview to Mussolini at this point. And who goes on Ellen for an interview like that in the first place? I mean, that's a daytime talk show. It's not a news organization.
Oprah wasn't
Completely off
available.
the wall.
There's people who want
yeah?
to ban guns. That's who goes there. Listen, watch.
Did they even talk about that? Or I mean, I didn't see the interview, so I don't know.
That's
From
why
what I haven't watched it, but I've heard people talking about it that it wasn't anything substantive. And then, of course, Ellen thanked him for saving countless lives, referencing the first timeline. That was 2 timelines ago. We have now changed that twice.
He was absolutely worthless, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, you saved what? Nothing. Not a damn thing. The dude took a coffee break 6 minutes after he shot your ass and thought about what he was going to do next for 6 fucking minutes before. Oh, my God.
Yeah. There's a lot of shadiness.
Dude, there's so
And none
much
of it
shit.
even links up.
Yeah, there's something going
Can't
down.
even make sense of any of it.
I know how we
Something
can
went
fix it
down.
all, though.
How we can fix it?
I know how we can find out everything and fix it all. We hold a Warren Commission about it.
Oh, that always works, right? 9/11 Commission.
Hey, it did great for Kennedy in 9/11, right?
Yeah. Oh, did you hear the
Yeah.
bullshit about the Kennedy assassination? They want to hold on to that for another 25 years.
Well, yeah, because they can't let Trump have the opportunity to let that shit loose. He'll be going, I was right there. I was right there.
Fucking Hillary was on the grassy knoll. Probably was something to do with the Clintons. Who knows?
Right?
I don't think LBJ is related to the Clintons.
Mm.
Well, you never know. According to the Illuminati, they're all related.
I just kind of want to know. Now I'm really curious, because that's like what they're supposed to do, and they're fighting it so freaking hard. Why are you fighting it so hard, man? Is there somebody still alive that actually could be prosecuted? Does it show that our government was actually involved? Now my mind is just racing.
Well, that's more than likely what it shows is that our government was actually involved. Right? So it won't look good, is what I'm saying. And right now,
Right.
the deep state doesn't want to be as exposed as it's been getting lately. So releasing new shit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Huh?
I don't know how much of a likelihood they're going to be able to not release that. I'm guessing they probably can just say they're not releasing it, and that's the end of it. But I don't know if somebody's going to actually push for them to go ahead and release it like they're supposed to. I'll be interested to see.
Well, yeah, I'm interested in that too. I'm wondering if Trump's going to make them release it because that's who it's going to have to go through, right? Because it's already statute to be released. So the only way that he'd have to have the backing of the president to be able to stop its release. And I don't know if Trump's going to do that shit. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I would imagine that he would be privy to the information before he decided to whether to release it or not. Right?
Well, I don't know. I'd hope, but I'm sure he's a tinfoil hat guy too. So I'm sure he'd love to be able to come out and tell people the truth.
Yeah.
Prove what a deep state liars they are, right? They've been lying to you for 50 years about this. You ready to go see Grandma? Grandma's home. I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Say bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Come on, Dad.
I hope I'm able to spend time with my grandkids when my daughter has children.
Right.
We're actually hoping to save up enough money to maybe possibly get either an RV or one of those tiny homes or whatever so that we can go visit her wherever she ends up being at the time during the summers or whatever. Or winters. I don't know. Depends on where she's living. I've always kind of wanted to retire in an RV, though, and go see the country. It'd be kind of fun.
At least once, We've talked about it, but you got kids that's still at home anyway. It's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But that's what a lot of retired do, man. They get the traveling bug and they just travel the United States. And
luckily, my wife can work from home quite a bit. And they're trying to make her job totally work from home so that she doesn't have to come in the office at all.
We're never going to be able to retire this deficit. We're going to have to work until we're 75 or some shit. Social Security and what.
And we're hoping to save some money, which I don't know, man. The more I'm looking into the improvements that I have to do and all the tools I have to buy, I don't see me saving money for a while, to be honest.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Said originally we were thinking that we were going to save a lot of money moving up there. Mortgage is half of what we're paying in rent, and we wouldn't have an electric bill. But the more and more tools that I need and the projects that I got to do, the more I think, I don't think I'm going to be saving money.
Well, not initially, but remember what you're investing in your future. You're investing in being self-sufficient. Uh, you know,
That is true.
oh,
And that's why some of our main projects that we want to do are things that will actually save us the money. We want to make sure the solar's working. We want to get a chicken coop thing going. Anything that, pressure canner to start preserving food better. So, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Reb.
no, I was just, I'm excited for you, man. I think it's going to work out really nice.
One of these weekends,
No.
you guys will have to come down.
Definitely, we're gonna, we did a lot of traveling this summer, and we plan on doing some more. Just crazy right now.
All right.
You know,
Well, just let us know, man. Door's always open. Got plenty of space.
yeah, you do.
Deer season either starting up soon or already happened. I don't know.
Okay. Did you find any more buildings? Is there any cool shit out there? Tools and
Yeah, just the one, one little house. It's basically like a tiny house, one room little thing
Right.
that I'm gonna probably add a bathroom to, and my mom actually
Is
wants
that
me
where
to put a
you-
bedroom on it too.
Is that where you're gonna stick your mom?
Yeah, eventually, hopefully, that's what we're thinking. She has a trailer right now. It needs some plumbing work, and we're gonna get that worked out, and she'll be living in that, and then hopefully I can get this other little place fixed up, and I like it because it's further away from our actual house. With her living in the trailer, she's got to be close to the septic, which is like right near our house. So while she's living in the trailer, she's going to be awful close. But if we get her into the cabin, then that's on the other end of the property. So that's kind of nice. Have a little space.
Right.
I love her to death, but she can be trying sometimes.
Yeah. Even my mom, she's getting tired of the Bay Area.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's about time. I mean, shit. You gotta wait. There's a massive earthquake before you realize it's probably not the best place to be.
Right. Red Mule's back.
I still have family out there, so
Yeah, the little guy's he's doing awesome. Tell you,
That's cool.
he's a
I
quiet
really
fucker.
like little people. What was that, Reb?
He's a quiet fucker.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
I didn't hear a peep out of him, man.
No,
You just wake
no.
up, you nap or what?
No,
You getting ready?
he's
You
just
getting ready to take?
he's not a real excitable baby. He lets you know when you need something, but otherwise he's
Wow,
pretty chill.
that's cool, man.
Well, that's a good sign, man. That he won't be such a, freaking millennial snowflake. Maybe.
None of
Always
mine are going to
whining.
be. None of the ones around me are millennial snowflakes.
Right.
Love you, baby. I just had 3 of my other ones for the weekend, and they start out a little snowflakey, even though they're just babies. But by the end of the weekend, they're not snowflakey at all anymore.
All right.
Because Papa doesn't have to pick up your toys. You have to pick up your toys. Papa doesn't have to clean up after you. You clean up after yourself unless it's too big of a mess that I have to get involved. And that way, even with my grandchildren, I won't be getting, I'm too weak to pick that up. I'm not going.
Teachable moments.
Just saying. Well, that and force of personality. And sometimes it just comes down to, I'm bigger than you and I will make you do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to children, because they will try. You have to go to bed. No, and then they go limp. Like that. Like what? So now I'm going to fireman carry you to your bed instead. You know, of you walking like a human being. And if I short that wall right there, well, that might hurt.
Kind of sad I missed those days.
No, because I'll tell you, I didn't miss those days until they came back again. And then I'm like, yeah, it actually does get easier.
Yeah.
And much easier when you can hand them back when they're crying too much.
Yeah,
right?
I bet.
And it's like, I'm grandparent. Here, grandparent privilege. It's your dirty diaper, not mine.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome, though, that you have them so close.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, it's a double-edged sword, right? So sometimes you're like, oh, I got to shut my mouth while the parent's being a parent, even though I don't agree with what they're doing. And I have way more experience.
That's going to be hard. Yeah, that's going to be definitely hard when I'm in that situation, I bet.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But it's the smartest way to go, because the second you start telling them what to do is then the parent starts getting all flustered, because then they become the kid again.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm in that beginning of transitional state, and I'm not liking it.
You know what? It's the great circle of life.
Yeah, so you say.
Yeah, that's what they told me. I think it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Just make it up as we go along.
Pretty much. You know, I never got the rule book.
Right.
So there was no directions. You know, they didn't hand out directions like they do with your solar panels with kids, you know.
Oh, I wish they had
Wire
directions
A
for that.
in the slot B, you know.
Right.
None of that shit. It's all do the best you can and hope you don't fuck them up too much.
HD must be editing video or something. What are you doing, man?
Just hanging out, listening to you guys. What do you mean?
Yeah. You ready for the cold front?
Yeah, I got another month left before it gets cold, so
Yeah.
I'll get there.
Better wear your long johns. Oh, man.
Only the long johns if you go up the mountain. Only long johns down here.
Right.
So, hey, did you guys get a ton of smoke from Napa, from all them fires out northwest of you?
Not as much.
We did last week.
Not as much as Southern California, it seemed like.
Yeah, we only got like a day and a half, 2 days maybe max.
So it didn't make it all the way up by Reno or nothing, huh? Didn't make it up by you guys that far, huh?
Well, it did a couple days.
Yeah.
Well, the actual fires from Sonoma, that's actually right at the same latitude as Reno. But the way the wind pattern blows it in Northern California.
Ah.
And then it blowed it back down south into Fresno, I guess, too. It was like shit back and forth.
I thought you guys get more smoke and affect your weather a little more. But being there cloud seeding over by you guys all the time anyway. Or I actually call that chemtrailing, but you know, they call it cloud seeding.
Cloud seeding? What the hell?
Yeah, where's that coming from?
That's what they call it, right? They're admitting they're doing it now. They're just calling it cloud seeding, right? They're not saying that they're dropping aluminum oxide and, you know, making a couple chemtrails, but, you know.
Right.
No, the cloud seeding.
HD, you just uploaded the new one. Hey, so how are you guys preparing for November 4th? Because, you know, you actually go to Reno and...
Watch the video. I just put it out.
Well, you just put it out. That's why I'm asking.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't we have much to worry about. In some places, I wouldn't go to Portland. I wouldn't go to Berkeley, but...
See?
I don't go to places.
Go to the places where they're going to burn their own shit to the ground.
Yeah, you don't mess around with that. I think it's going to be a non-event as long as we play it cool.
Well, I think it's going to be a non-event, but I think it's going to be shown as a bigger event than it is, right? So if it does happen in Portland, If it happens in Portland, LA, fucking DC, or any of those fucked up cities, San Francisco, it's going to be a big news story, even though it's not going to matter to 99.9% of the country because they're not going to be affected by it. But, there's no reason for me to have heard them blocking traffic on the 101. But I did. And the only reason why I did hear about it is because it happened in California. Right? Because it happened around LA. If
They blocked
traffic
traffic on the 101?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, November 4th begins, they blocked traffic on the 101.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. See, and it just happened to come across mine. Why? Because it happened in LA. Right? If it didn't happen in a major city, nobody gives a shit.
I ignore California news except for like Tahoe and the Eastern Sierra.
Well, I'm not going to be caught off guard, man.
No.
Oh, I'm never
I
caught
don't
up
even know
anymore.
what date is November 4th.
I won't be no Reginald Denny. Oh, well.
Yeah, right? No doubt about that.
No, November 4th, I'll be up at the property most likely. So, yeah. It's nice of them to do it on a weekend. That's cool. Nobody's going to be driving.
Looking out for your schedule, right?
Yeah, well, it works for me. Let's do it.
Well, I know for me, I'm worrying about Antifa about as much as I worry about somebody snatching my hat off my head.
Well played.
You're just daring somebody, right?
Good luck with it. You're not going to like the outcome.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
Especially these days, man. I'm too old to chase you, but
Yeah.
you're not going to fucking beat out, 1,200 feet per second. So
Thought you got a 45.
yeah, but I don't carry that motherfucker every day. That shit's heavy as fuck.
What a wuss.
Look, I ain't got no ass to begin with, right? So if I try and conceal carry my fucking 15-round 45 all steel 1911, okay, I will be looking like some
15 round 1911. Holy crap! How long does that magazine extend out of the butt of that gun?
It doesn't.
Or no,
It's
you
double
got a double stack. Yeah, I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah. But it would drag my pants so far because I got no ass. So it would drag my pants down so far you'd think I just got out of the joint or that I grew up in Harlem.
1911s are heavy bitches. And my Glock is pretty damn heavy, and that thing's at least a pound or if not more lighter than a 1911 would be.
Yeah, but
I can't imagine.
The CZ clone I carry is basically the same size as a Glock 19 or Reb's new C10. And that's what I carry every day with 3 magazines plus the one in the gun.
Yeah, I've stopped carrying the magazines, man. I ain't got enough pocket space for that. I figure, shit, if I can't get them with 15 rounds of 45, I guess I'm done.
No, because once I empty out all the magazines, then I walk to the truck and get out the PAP.
So, yeah. I do want to get some truck rifles. I don't have any of those, but I got to get some.
And there's always 120 rounds of the PAP, right? 30 in the gun and 3 magazines to go with it. So
right.
Now if I have to use all that, then fuck it, I'm done.
Right.
I at least died the way I want to, hot and empty.
That's the goal.
No, the goal is to die in bed with my wife, waking me up in a nice way. That's the goal.
See, I don't know, man. I've thought about that a lot in the last few years. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'd rather just go out quick. The whole dying slow, I don't think I'm a
I
fan
didn't
of
say
that.
slow. I did
Right.
say I want to come and go at the same time.
Right. There's that, I suppose. My dad, he died slow, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no. Thanks anyway. If it comes to that, then there's always that one-way ride off of PCH type deal.
All right.
So,
Well, I know all y'all are getting old, man.
Fucking A, man.
Oh, y'all.
All these guys, that I grew up listening to are dying. Like,
NASCAR's is like, I need some suspenders. No, when I actually do rock and I will this winter, it'll be in a shoulder holster that I'll be carrying that 45. Right. And
I
the
would
nice
love to
thing
get a
about
shoulder
shoulder
holster.
holsters is they act like suspenders and help keep your pants up. So,
Yeah, I had one shoulder holster when I first bought my Ruger P95, and I got rid of the gun, and I didn't like the holster, but it was one of those cheap ones you buy at the gun store. You bought the gun for like $20, so it was shit, right? And boy, I sure would like to get one of the nicer, more custom. Well, not necessarily custom, but at least a little bit nicer ones that I see out there. Because man, that would be so much nicer than having my pants pulled down all the damn time.
yeah, that's true. And one of my bigger problems is I haven't gone out and bought a whole new wardrobe, even though I've lost 3 sizes on my pants, you know? So I've here and there picked up my actual size now pants, but I still have 40s and I'm wearing a 36. So
Yeah, I never get rid of my clothes, man. I keep them around as long as possible. You never know. I go up and down way too much to throw them out.
well, the kids laughed at me because, like, if I put on the 40s, then I can carry both AKs and a shotgun and my pistol in my pants.
Holy cow.
That's nice.
I can't walk real well, but they're in there and concealed.
All right.
Oh man.
I'll be right back.
Hey, Rebel, I shared over on Liberty and Firearms a video of the Ukrainian version of the SHOT Show, right?
oh, sweet.
And you got to go check it out because this guy's got a side folding pap and he uses the buttstock as like a paddle clip.
Oh, shit.
And he just stuffs it in his pocket and he's got a fucking pap swinging out there in the breeze with a triangle side folder in his pocket to hold it.
That's fucking awesome.
It is.
Check that out.
I saw that and I was like, man, I'm gonna have to try that with the boy. See if I got a pair of pants that'll do it with.
Right. Oh fuck.
I'll tell you what, man, that motherfucker, I don't care what anybody says. That damn gun is accurate out to 300 yards. It's as accurate as fucking Katie is out to 300 yards. Katie can go beyond about another 100, 200 yards. But Suchka, 300 yards, I'm hitting fucking a 10-inch plate of steel.
Okay.
At least 8 out of 10 times with shitty ammo.
All right. With the little Bushnell.
No, dude, when I'm starting to reach out that far, I turn it off and just use the irons.
But you got co-witness though, so
Yeah. It's still there, but I just turn it off and use the irons when I start getting out past, like 200 yards. Because then the red dot just covers everything.
right.
And at least the flat edge of the front sight, you can look right over it knowing that front edge is exactly where your bullet's going to be going. So that's why I'm having second thoughts on red dots because I've been shooting a little bit further out lately. And they're not, once you pass 100 yards, fucking red dots kind of a pain in the dick.
That's all they're good for.
Yeah.
100 and in.
That's why you got to have different rifles for different things, right?
Well, just got to be able to take that thing off and use your iron sights or whatever.
Well, that's what I've done.
Just have a co-witness setup, right? So it doesn't matter whether it's on or off, right?
Yeah, if your sight comes up in the middle of it, yeah.
Initially, red dots and such were only just for quick target acquisition, and that's all they were. And to keep both eyes open, bam, bam, bam. but you're trying to shoot out a distance. Why would you know? Like you said, it's more of a hindrance.
Well, I tried, but
it blocks
yeah,
your
and
target.
that's what happened. Yeah, and that's what happened, right? So I tried going past 100 yards with it, and it's no good, right? So, well, it's great on the PAP, like I said, for everything 100 yards and in, which is basically what the PAP is for. It's just a fucking pistol. It's a PDW, whatever you want to call it, you know. But I won't be putting a red dot on Katie again because she's out for long range, and I'm still an iron sights guy. I still would rather use my irons most of the time. But that's like Reb said, going old school with everything.
Yeah. Just, you know. It's funny.
Well, you know, batteries die.
Yeah, they explode too, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always get a magnifier for your red dot that costs just as much as the red dot did. That's what I was looking into for a while. I was like, maybe not.
You may want to pitch in and buy me a thermal scope.
Oh, hell. Dude, I want one so bad out on my property because it is like pitch fucking black out there.
You'd really be able to use one, but that's something I've been trying to figure out.
We thought we had intruders walking around because I was hearing voices and shit in the middle of the night, and I was hearing noises around the property. So I'm out there all fucking paranoid, shooting with the AK, like, get off our property, you fucking, I'll shoot your ass.
You know what that means?
Apparently, it was probably the neighbors, which their property lines up right up with ours. And later on, a couple days later, we heard them out there, and it was like the same area I heard voices from the night before. And then we realized that we have our fences down in some areas, and we have cattle roaming our land a little bit. So it was probably just a mixture of a couple cows and some people talking. Oh, well.
I was going to say,
I figured you're on
I think HD and I are thinking the same thing. You're on a coyote trail.
I was thinking he was on an Indian burial ground, but
no, I'm too far. I'm too far north for coyotes. That kind of coyotes.
You got a haunted house, man.
Yeah.
No, what it is I'm used to living in the city where there's a lot of explainable noises, and you're still, on the hunt for the unexplainable ones that you're gonna pop a cap in somebody's ass. But out there, man, any little noise is not a noise you're used to. Man, there's so many trees and it's so dark. I can't see shit past very far at all, so I would love to get some.
Warning shots are a good idea, man.
No?
No.
Yeah, never. Never.
Well, this is a city boy doing his first time out in the country with a firearm.
Yeah. I'm a city boy.
And he's not explaining that every noise around him sent a little bit of yellow dripping down. Little bit of yellow dripping down.
Fuck you. Oh, what a
there it is. It only took an hour, but there it is.
Whatever. All I had was my AK with iron sights in the middle of fucking dead-ass dark, foresty shit. You couldn't see 5 feet in front of you.
He probably went out there with nothing but a robe on and a headlamp.
No, I didn't have a headlamp, man. I don't have. I had a flashlight, but I didn't have it on me at the time.
Oh man, fail,
dude. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not pretending that I'm this fucking homesteader that knows exactly what the fuck he's doing yet. This is
just get your flashlight.
Right? Well, yeah, that's game number one.
Yeah.
I have flashlights, but I don't have good enough flashlights. I need to get one of these ones that have a little bit more lumens, because the ones I have are not meant for seeing in that kind of environment.
I tell you what, we got like a 2-pack of Duracell flashlights, like at Costco or something, and that's like it's pretty awesome. I mean, it ain't no high end, Surefire or something crazy.
I don't need that.
It takes C batteries or D batteries, but it does. I mean, it's one of the best flashlights as far as range goes.
Hey,
Wow.
I'll tell you what. I'm with him on that. I have a Bushnell cheapo Walmart flashlight that I now use for gun light, right? Because it fits perfectly with the mount.
Mhm.
And after that light works great. Okay, the batteries are rechargeable, but after 1,000 rounds, there's no problem with this fucking light from Bushnell.
Nice.
You know, and 1,000 rounds through the pap. Well, that's pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
especially where it is, where it sits on the gun. So I go with cheap flashlights. I'd rather spend $20 on a flashlight than spend $200 on a flashlight that's not going to last half as long as a 20.
Yeah, I'm not looking for Surefire. I thought about that a long time ago for a weapon light, and I was like, nah, that's way too much. There's so many better options out there that are like at least half the price, if not less.
Yeah, and I'm a cheap fuck. Same reason why I have a Wasser and not an Arsenal.
Right. Yeah, but no, getting something where I can see in the dark a little bit better, that'd be great. I'm looking at getting some game trail cameras out there and putting them up.
Yeah, getting your situational awareness up. That'd be good.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what.
See, I need a tactical AK like that.
This one right here, it's about 600 lumens, man. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty goddamn bright.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's put up
What
with hell of.
batteries?
What was that?
What batteries it take?
The smaller CR whatever batteries.
Oh,
CR
123s.
Yeah. Takes two of them,
Yeah,
comes with it. $20 at Walmart for that flashlight. And like I said, you know, I got a recharger for it, so it recharges the batteries and 1,000 rounds through it and hasn't hiccuped yet.
Nice.
No.
Yeah, that's an issue, man. Because my AK, you know, being the purest AK, I don't have anything on there that I can mount a light onto. So I'm gonna have to change the shit up a little bit. Get some.
I got in a discussion with somebody the other day about that. I don't own a pure AK anymore. If you want to go that route, right? Niet wood is fine. No, niet wood's not fine. Fuck you. Everything of mine has been updated to where it's good for me.
I love my underfolder, dude. The way it is, it looks so fucking sexy with that wood. I've put that Troy rail. Remember the Troy battle rail? I spent $300 on. That thing's in a box sitting somewhere. It's just not as sexy. Yeah,
but for me, there's. I like the classic look of classic AK. It's for my personal use. It's just that's great. But once I update everything, make everything my own.
Yeah.
I own a fleet truck, but it's got you wouldn't think it was a fleet truck now when you look at all the stickers on the back window that declare my stance in wanting to hurt fuck the world.
Yeah. I mean, I could do it. I don't know if I will. I could do it. I don't know if I will though. I mean, it's not that hard. I'd probably go with the Magpul 4N and what was that rail system you have on yours? I forget it now. It's been so damn long.
The Ultimac.
There you go.
That's
just those two things.
Has not fucking moved, right? Thousands of rounds. I run a 12 gauge. I run 12 gauge cleaning through it, right? And spray the shit out of it to make sure that, the gas block's clean, But other than that, I haven't had to move it. Hasn't lost zero. Easy to clean,
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to actually do it until I get at least something else. I mean, I guess if I could get another AK, I could go back and make the underfolder a purist AK again. But until then, I think I'm going to have to probably bite the bullet on the Ultimac at least so I can get a light on it.
Hell, I put an Ultimac on my underfolder. When I had my underfolder, I put an Ultimac on it.
Yeah, I know you did.
Because to me, they're just even on a classic one, Kalashnikov would put the fucking Ultimac on it just to be able to put something, a flashlight, a red dot, something. You know what I mean? And you still have the pure wood lower handguard, and you can keep the pistol grip as whatever you want. I'm a Hogue guy. I like the Hogue pistol grips.
I can't change out my pistol grip. I was a dumbass and put red Loctite on it when I put it on there. So It's a Bakelite pistol grip for life.
Oh,
At least it matches the wood furniture, but yeah, it's the plastic, the Bakelite hand pistol handle.
Well, luckily it is
Pistol grip.
Kalashnikov, so with enough torque, you can snap that fucking red
Yeah.
Loctite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I didn't
and
give
it
a
won't
shit
look
about the
done.
handle.
just heat it up.
No, I tried with a lighter. Now I haven't tried with a torch. I could probably do
Get a
that next
pencil
if I
torch and
want
come in from the top of the receiver. Come in through
Yeah.
the receiver from the top.
to. That's what I'm thinking about doing if I decide to do that, which I
One of those little
probably will.
one of those little crackhead torches you can get at the AMPM.
We actually have those out at the property, to be honest, so I can do that anytime.
Oh, what the hell are you doing out there?
Free base.
Well, no, we don't have like the crackhead version. No, I have an actual little butane torch, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you, buddy.
There's a lot of things I could do out there, though, with the knowledge I have on hydroponics now and a little bit of hiding spaces.
Hey, now you know what to do with your rainwater. Start a garden.
Right? Well, yeah, I'm going to be doing that anyway, whether it be a happy garden or not.
Yeah, and you're closer to the Nevada border, so you can just meet, Reb and Henderson. So,
Reb, can you give me some seeds?
actually, you could probably talk to Tony. He could probably hook you up with that.
Probably. He's closer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only I think 4 hours out of Vegas now. Up there,
Uh-oh.
3 hours out of Vegas where we're living, so it's pretty close.
Nice. Yeah, but don't tell my wife that because I don't want to hear more of her crap about Arizona.
Hey, y'all are welcome, man. I told you there's property for sale nearby.
Yeah, Colorado has legal weed.
Yeah, that's true.
Arizona
Can't really
still
beat that.
Texas.
California, though, is going Democratic faster than Arizona is.
Yeah, and you know what? If Texas goes medical marijuana, I think it's Texas is going to win.
Yeah.
Because with all the fucking aches and pains, I'm sure I could talk some doctor into going with it.
Yeah, we have medical. We have medical in Arizona.
Yeah, but you still
just
ain't got
never
water
did
in Arizona. That's still the whole problem. Water.
As I said, it depends on where you are. When I
At
was a
least in
kid,
Texas-
we lived in Chino Valley, which is like 30 miles south of Ash Fork, and we had a well there, and a lot of people have wells there. So apparently that 30-mile difference, though, it's a big difference.
Right. Well, it sounds like, where was that? Chino Valley?
Yeah, it's like 30
Valley
miles.
is the key word there, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It was nice when I grew up there.
Well, guys, it is almost 12:30 here.
Yeah.
So, and my phone's down to 32%. So
Thanks,
I'm going to
everybody, for
close it
joining.
out for this week. Thanks, guys, for showing up again. I do appreciate it. Hopefully, and you know what? The nice thing is even though we did talk about some important shit in the beginning, is it seems like there's kind of a lull going on right now.
What are you talking about, lol?
He hasn't been watching the news.
Holy cow. I've not been watching the news. There's still not a lull.
Compared to some of the shit we've put up with over the past couple of years, it's still a lull to me. Okay? They can lose their heads over him saying some dumb shit. I'm over all of that. Okay?
Yeah.
Trump says dumb shit. Okay? Trump, and you take smart shit that Trump says and take it out of context to make it look like dumb shit. So I'm now over any shit he says. Unless he says that he's firing fucking rockets at China, I'm not so worried about it right now.
You might have a good reason, even if you did.
And the only thing that does worry me, I don't really see going too far, and it's the gun control stuff. I know they're going to push their gun control crap, but I also know it hasn't gone anywhere in a while, right? And we had them pushing dead kids, we had them pushing dead LGBT people, and nothing happened. I don't think it's going to matter much about dead rednecks either. And I'm a redneck. right?
We can hope.
Well, I more
Yeah.
than hope. I don't see people investing as much money as they have over the past 10 years since the give up of the almost 10 years, over 10 years of the end of the fucking assault weapons ban, and how the business has grown in firearms, and how many more people have gotten fired. That all these new people are going to be willing to give their shit up. All these people that all of a sudden became gun fans or gun purchasers from the last couple of fucking massacres, you think they're going to be willing to give their shit up for this massacre? They bought them because they were afraid of massacres. They're not going to give them up because of another one.
It's funny though. You see some of these supposed gun channels out there that are fighting for your rights all the time, and then they're like, "Yeah, I think the NRA is spot on," like fucking Jaeger and shit.
Well, here's my question. I haven't watched it, but is Yankee more in the right than Jaeger is on this? I guess Yankee's had a couple videos.
From what I can tell from the names of these videos they've made, Yankee is more than the right. But that's the only.
I haven't watched it, but I saw Jaeger's, and I know Jaeger's off the reservation.
Yeah.
Well, I saw his title.
Remember when he was like, "I'm drawing a line in the sand. You do one more step, and it's fucking war." And here you go. Take my bump stocks. Here you go. No problem. Have at it.
You know, he has no argument when the first minute of his video is like, "Where were you guys at Bundy Ranch? Where were you guys?" Like, what's that got to do with anything? You're the one selling out. He's totally being defensive. It's like, shut up.
He really start out a video like that?
In both of his videos he did about back in the NRA, he's like, in the first minute of each video, he's like, "Where were you guys at Bundy Ranch? When I don't want to hear about standing up for whatever." I'm like, he's lost it. He's automatically going. He's showing how defensive he's being. It's like a total.
I'm better than you because I had money from my subscribers to go out there. All right.
He didn't have anything.
But it's the same as the NRA, right? The NRA's backpedaled on it too because they figured out very quickly they all stepped on their dick. I hear that fucking Hickok's backing up too.
Yeah, he did.
Did he say something or?
Yeah, he said that bump stock should be illegal, and I guess he pulled down all of his bump stock videos because the dude had quite a few videos on bump stocks.
I mean, they should. I mean, everybody talked about it that I've seen. I mean, a bump stock's a novelty that's completely. It doesn't improve anything about the weapon other than your rate of fire, but totally inaccurate. It's not a. What's the word? Functional. It's not a very functional part or addition.
Well, full auto on its own merit is not the most accurate. That's why you have the 3-round burst thing going on, right? Now, with the bump fire, there's different versions. So you get the slide fire plastic version. That thing not only goes back and forth, but it also goes a little bit side to side. There's a little bit of play in it. So there is absolutely hardly any accuracy in that at all. And the slide fire or the bump ski that I have, it's all aluminum and it's a lot more tight of a tolerance. So it doesn't go left and right as much, but it still goes back and forth. Looking down a scope or even a red dot or even iron sights, it's hard to focus on anything because it's going back and forth the whole damn time. So at 50 yards, yeah, you can hit some fat ass person target, but anything more than that, like in Vegas, it's supposed to be what? I think, was it 300 yards or something like that? At that point, it's just spray and pray. I mean, that's all. Well,
it'd been no different than it would have been no different than he just pulling the trigger as fast as he can.
Exactly.
The effects would have been the same, but nobody backed that. Everybody immediately got defensive and cowered. It was ridiculous.
Well, even Iraq Vet 888 or whatever had a video on a long time ago with a bump fire stock versus the fastest shooter of an AR-15, where they went head to head, and it was pretty close. And the guy
on rounds fired or on target?
On rounds fired. On rounds on target, the dude totally blew the bump ski out of the water. And that was with him using a bump ski, not a slide fire.
Right.
Which I think the bump ski is probably the most accurate. of a slide fire setup.
Or it allows you to hold it tighter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little bit tighter of a tolerance, but it's still
But-
bouncing all over the place.
Oh, for sure. That's It's totally ridiculous what most of these guys did, and just cowering, backing down on when there was no reason to. There was absolutely no reason to.
Well, and that's what cracked me up even more than just you gave into a fight that hadn't even started yet. You know?
Which is concerning. Like, what's the real agenda here?
Yeah, what's their real agenda? Because here it is, the fight. This happens. 10 minutes later, you're already saying, go ahead and take it. But nobody's even asked to give it up yet, except for maybe fucking Hillary Clinton.
Dianne Feinstein, yeah.
Yeah. And that was because they had their speeches pre-prepared for the next thing like this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep, very concerning when supposed people on your side just automatically roll over.
Yeah, and apparently it was because they were trying to get some other, concealed carry throughout the entire.
Oh, well, they were saying they
States
were
or
getting
whatever.
national reciprocity, and that's another bogus. Like, giving power to DC does not do anybody any good. I don't care if you think it's a good thing or not.
Yeah.
Mandates from DC that you have to honor other states' carry is not constitutional.
How about we just go to the constitutional carry across the board? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory to me. I mean,
Just
I'm not a smart man,
eliminate the
but,
NFA, eliminate the NFA, and get rid of the BATFE, and we wouldn't have any problems.
Yeah, but I mean, how realistic does that outlook, right? So
Well, that's
not
why
really
it's never going to
realistic.
change. That's why I just get ready for the reckoning, because it's not going to get any better.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing that was pissing me off, because they're like instantly ready to give in on national rep. They want national reciprocity because they think that's a win for them. Well, we shouldn't. First of all, with a Republican president and a Republican Congress, this should be a no-brainer. It should have already been up to the Congress. It should have already gotten through committee. It should be before the Senate, and it should be up on the president's desk already. If we really wanted it done, right? But it's not.
Yeah, it's because
what have we heard?
The Republican Party are rhinos, man.
What have we heard for the last 7 years? The last 7 years, all we've heard is we're going to repeal the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah. We don't have a Republican Congress and Senate.
Yeah, we do, supposedly.
No,
by
we don't.
letter.
Exactly.
By the letters after their name, they do.
Yeah, rhinos
But
don't
we
count,
don't.
man.
And but the reason why we don't is because they're playing the establishment game. They definitely don't want Trump to have the wins, right? They don't want him to have W's next to his name. And they don't want him to look like a guy who's an outsider, able to come in and actually effectively clean up or help the Republican Party, start to drain the fucking swamp. They like the
Stuff
swamp.
that they've been promising for 30 years. He comes in and does in the first few.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks real fucking bad on their end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what that's why they've become one party. I mean, we've been talking about that for years too. They're just fucking two, different sides of the same fucking coin, right? Same cheeks, different cheek of the same ass.
Just like that sticker I have on the back of my truck with the sheet getting fucked on both ends. Which side do you want it?
Yeah, I got the same one, right? Got it from Rebel too, by the way.
Yep.
RebelSolutionsDesigns.com.
Well, it's right there on the side.
Bam. Oh shit.
Surprised you don't have that tattooed yet.
Do you even sell that fucking sticker anymore, dude?
I don't think so.
Oh man, you should.
It's more relevant now.
I wore my 125 grains of diplomacy to Trader Joe's the other day.
Nice.
Got the dirtiest look from an older dude that I've ever gotten. And
I seriously got to order shirts from your ass.
And on the back it has 762 is greater than 556, right? And Trace, the kids and the wife were with me, and she saw the guy looking at me like that. I didn't really think twice about it, and but he turned around to see what was on the back,
right?
So, but it was just funny to me, and I was like, that's why I wear these fucking billboards, man, is to piss people off, to make people think. But I don't give a shit.
Oh,
You know?
that's why I love wearing your shirts. I get so many looks. That shirt, the train, what is it? Store up, train up, whatever. That shirt. I love wearing those motherfuckers because people will look and then they look away. They won't. Again, it's like the hat thing, right? Why won't people snatch my hat? Because usually my hat has an AK on it.
But yeah, but especially when you go to hipster places, like your organic places,
Oh yeah.
your whole
Oh yeah.
foods, your places where you're
Costco.
gonna. I don't go to Costco, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean places where you're gonna encounter those types of people that are just like triggered by any effing thing. And
Oh yeah. Grab a Starbucks in that shirt.
yeah, there you go. I haven't been to Starbucks in so long, but yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
it's fun.
Exactly. I'll go
I
in there
miss
and
might
check
walking
it.
into a
get your
Starbucks
coffee
open
though.
carry.
You might
I'll go
trigger
in there and
somebody
check
so
it
much they'll
out.
kick you out.
Right? Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's just, but it's just crazy. I had an encounter with a lady in the parking lot last night. It was a little bit different, but it was enjoyable.
Why? What happened?
Oh, it was fucked up because I was in line at the store and she was behind me and the checker, they got two jobs: scan the item and put it in a bag. Well, he's getting her cookies or whatever she had and was like grabbing for her shit, and I had a divider there. I had like 15 items, you know, and he's grabbing her shit, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to pay for her stuff tonight. And oh, sorry. And then I looked over at her and I was looking at what she had, and I said, well, actually, I could pay for yours if you want to pay for mine. That's fine by me. And she smiled. She smiled and was like, yeah, I'm going to get a carton of cigarettes, so I don't think you want to do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, no big deal, right? But I'm out putting groceries in the truck, and she comes out and she says something about beard beautician. And I said, yeah, you too, because I don't hear well. And I was hard to read her. It was hard to read her lips in the dark, right? So by the time I jumped in the truck to realize what she had said and what I had said in response, I'm like, wow, that was a dick move. I basically she complimented me on my beard, qualifying herself as a beautician. And I said, same to you. Or, yeah, you too. You too. Yeah, I like your beard too, because I'm a beautician. That's what I said. And
Yeah.
it's like,
And actually, she was hitting on you, by the way.
yeah, well, she was a biker chick, so probably. But I was just like, God damn, I shouldn't fake it. I should just, and I didn't hear what she said. It was just muttered, but I could, to know what was what. And it took me a little while to register, but by that time I already, basically said she had a beard, I guess.
Yeah, you already insulted her. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not
And
good
you
at
know what?
flirting at my age,
Well, for all you know, she might have said, "How did you know?" Because she might have one down there.
But then in the melee of everything, the fucking guy, the checker doesn't put my organic high dollar apple juice, unfiltered apple juice in the bag. And I get home and I'm like, where's my fucking apple juice, man? That's why I went to the store. So karma got me.
Your high dollar organic apple juice.
Dude, for a pint of this shit, I don't know, it's a lot of money, man. And I went there for that. Pissed me
Yeah.
off.
Fucking hipster.
I'm fucking telling you, man. He tries to act like he's not. He's a total
Hey,
fucking.
I'm a California born and raised, man, but
Oh yeah.
I drink this apple cider vinegar and I got to cut it with some good apple juice. Otherwise it's unbearable. So it's one of those things, man. I got
Yeah,
to
well,
start
that's
pressing
what
on
happens when
apple.
you live in the desert too. Apple juice becomes high dollar.
It is.
Right.
It is because
Places that they grow apples where Johnny Appleseed's been through, right?
Yeah.
Apple cider
Yeah.
ain't expensive.
Right. So yeah, it's a fun.
And actually it's farm fresh, right? So
Right.
believe me, let me tell you how awesome it is. I can go get a glass if you like.
Fucker.
Yeah, I remember living in Wisconsin. There was a couple places out there that would do apple. They had farms that had events where they would have their homemade apple cider there. It's fucking good.
Where
Oh, yeah.
HD went off.
He bounced.
I don't know what happened. Maybe the old lady told me he had to go to bed.
Right.
Probably.
Well, you were trying to wrap this up about a half hour ago, so why don't you go ahead?
I know. But now we're talking about farm shit. So my daughter's dating this kid who's where we go shooting and getting the access to all this fresh produce and fresh honey by the quart.
Oh,
Nice.
that's fantastic.
Oh, it's beautiful. And this is not processed at all, nothing, you know. It's taken straight out the hive, run through a filter that grabs. What?
I said, "Who's the hippie now, motherfucker?"
Hey,
That's nature.
I love my raw honey, man. I'm lucky enough to have people that sell it on the road. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting it for free. I'm very happy, you know. And
to chew on the wax like bubble.
Yeah,
you know,
the bees
and the
is like
jelly.
Well, when I was a kid, we lived in Maricopa, which is south of Phoenix. We actually had bees. For a little while, my dad wanted to do bees, so he used my my savings bonds that my grandparents had been given me. So he went and got bees. We had bees for a little while. That was pretty fun. Got stung a few times. Didn't like that too much, but eventually he got tired and bored of that, and they all, swarmed and left. But for a little while there, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love fresh honey, and it's great for wounds.
Yeah, I don't know about having bees here now. I mean, we got the fucking back then. That was before the killer bees had moved into Arizona, but now I don't know. Kind of don't really want to fuck with that.
That fresh raw honey we now use on wound care too, and that's better than fucking like Neosporin and all that shit.
Right?
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about quick healing? Use honey. You know, for like cuts on your hands from work and shit. You know, when you're dealing with tin and whatnot. You know, the motherfuckers they're small, but they get infected real easy. You know,
right?
Honey, raw honey. That shit, days healed up. Don't even get a scar. Well, anyway, you're right. I do got to wrap this up. It has been about a half hour. So I'm going to say goodnight, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you next week because this was fun again this week. Yeah. So, being it was fun this week, it'll happen again next week. If it's not fun next week, it won't happen again. But
we'll see you in 2 more years.
Yeah. But this is fun, and you know what? Being able to catch up with all you guys is awesome. Everybody that was in the chat room was awesome. Being able to talk to my buddies that helped me start and get the Dragon going back in the day is awesome. The only person we're missing really is Tony.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the chat room, right?
Yeah, he was in the chat room. Oh. The way he's working, he's not always at home, so I don't know where he's at right now. I don't know if he's in Vegas, or if he's up in fucking Utah, or out in Colorado, or fucking down in Arizona, you know? So, maybe next time we can get the whole full room in and have a real good old time, and we still won't talk about donkey porn, though.
Damn it.
All right. Good night, you guys. We'll see you next week, if there is one.
Cheers, everybody.